A curse has befallen the region of Icewind Dale, in the form of an unrelenting winter that has slowly chipped away at those who live here for 2 long years. Most have lost the will to believe it will ever end, as hundreds of adventurers have flocked to this region in an attempt to end the curse and go down in history. None have succeeded. Those who do live to tell their tales are left frozen and mutilated by the horrors of the region. Join us as an unlikely group of adventurers come together to try and best these lands and put an end to the curse.
What do you mean?
We good to go?
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Tabletop Tyranny, where we neither play around the tabletop nor are we tyrannical. My name is Jacob, and I will be your dungeon master for this game and the many more in the future. Once again, joining me, we have the 5 great adventurers. Say hi, great adventurers.
Hi, great adventurers.
Yeah. As per usual, we are back. We took a week off last week. That sounded weird in my head. But we're back. We're going to be here for maybe, I think, two weeks for sure. The 3rd week, we're still kind of figuring out schedule issues, so we'll address that next session. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah. But without further ado, we're going to kind of go into I'm kind of trying to introduce a thing where I ask a question from previous sessions, and whoever can answer it right, be it one person or multiple people, they can get a inspiration. So we're going to do that first, and then we'll get into the recap and get the game started. So the question this week is, it's a callback, it's a throwback from way back in when, session 3. What were the names of the 5 taverns in Bremen?
Oh shit!
I'm allowed-
I definitely
I'm allowed
have this
to-
book. I
I'm
didn't
allowed-
wrote this down.
I don't
I
take
wanna
notes,
answer
so
Yeah. Star will
Hold on,
definitely
hold on.
have this.
I will
Oh,
say,
I have it. Oh, I have it too.
if we want to do it, we could do it to where everybody has an opportunity for inspiration. Y'all can each say one of the names. There were 5 taverns, and there's 5 players, so if y'all each want to try to get one, you can. But
I
if not-
currently have an inspiration, so I'm gonna
Okay.
leave it up to others.
I do not.
I don't know any.
Okay. Well, I will say, how about who thinks they know it? Jalen Fiska for sure. Okay.
Mhm.
That all those notes are in the previous notebook that I don't have on my person.
Okay. So I will just say, how about I will say Fiska and Jayla, you guys can have either a rolly off, or y'all can decide to do y'all can split the load. Y'all can do
Oh,
somebody name 2, somebody name 3. So just so y'all both can get inspiration.
Yeah,
So-
we can do that.
Yeah,
So yeah, y'all feel free to
Okay.
get the name.
going back and forth.
show your work, guys.
Sure.
Yeah.
Evans Kill,
Stone's Throw,
River's Mouth,
Grumpy Moose.
Ooh,
Black
I don't know.
Bearded Brother.
Yep,
Mhm.
y'all guys got that right on the head. I would say if you wanted to, for extra points, you could for brownie points, you can name the people, the
Oh,
owners.
Oh, I
Yeah.
can.
But
Brownie points?
I didn't write it down, so I'm just gonna trust what y'all's answering.
Let me tell you, it is Jimmy, Jamie, Johnny, and Braun.
Yep, that sounds about right. Yep. So you two take an inspiration for that well
Yes.
answered.
The Grumpy Moose is an excellent name.
It is
for a
pretty
I
good.
tavern.
love it.
That was a shitty comedy club with Larry the Cable Guy.
All right,
Mm.
get her done.
Get her done. All right, yeah. So we'll get back into kind of a little bit of a recap, and we'll get into this the show. So last session, after seeing some events transpire on their 3rd watch, Garrett and Elazel contemplated whether or not they should inform Targos' townspeaker, seeing as this kind of new information that they just witnessed could be crucial knowledge to the public. Garrett, being a rooted person in Targos, promised that he could potentially set up a meeting with the townspeaker if the party or if anyone chose to have that meeting. After this watch transpired, the party kind of awoke to see this new sight, learn the fate of the 2 dead bodies of Asterix and Perilu. There was a funeral pyre that was constructed, and then the 2 bodies were then lit on fire. Thankfully, due to Lorian's alchemist fire, as the bodies burned, the wind began to pick up as if nature or some unknown force or entity was actively trying to extinguish this fire. But thankfully, with alchemical fire, the wind only buffs the fire, making the fire grow, and the bodies actually were able to burn up completely and turn into ash. The party then headed back to Targos, where they had a long hike that they chose to move at a fast pace. So they pushed 8 hours, short rested, and pushed further, and they arrived into town around 2 in the morning. They quickly went and got a drink from the 3 Flags Sailing Tavern, where they met the establishment's only worker and owner, Mama Ethel. Some conversations were had, and the party decided to then return Garrett home that night instead of waiting until later, just from fear of maybe something else could potentially happen to him after so many setbacks from what they had been on. They successfully delivered him, to which Keegan was super excited about and happy. Keegan handed over all the promised rewards that he had promised you. He handed over the Scrimshaw figures, the little Elazel statue, and then the custom earrings for Jayla. The party then came inside. They conversed a little bit. They were settling down for the night, and as they decided to settle down for slumber, Lorien began to hear this really. Only Lorien was able to actually hear this. This was more so happening in Lorien's space. Everyone else was kind of settled and were sleeping from the adventure of exhaustion, and he heard this very animalistic, primal breathing above him. When he opened his eyes, he saw a figure clutched into the roof, like dug into the roof. That their head did a 180, kind of like The Exorcist, and looked at him and just kept breathing. Where Lorien decided to swing his flail, and as he swung his flail, something happened to where Lorien, instead of swinging at this figure above him, actively swung and hit Ichabod straight in the chest. Everybody woke up from that sudden commotion where a battle erupted among the party, and Lorien was eventually knocked unconscious, stabilized, and the charlatan flail was eventually hidden extremely poorly by Jayla and Elazel.
They gave it away.
Yep.
Gave it away.
At this point, Garrett and Keegan, they come crashing back into the room. For those, I'll share the picture whenever. But they come crashing back into this room, and both in unison, like, what the hell is going on in here? And that's kind of where we're gonna pick back up in that moment. So, Lorien, you're sleeping soundly, stable, unconscious. So yeah, Garrett and Keegan are like, what the hell's going on?
Are Jayla and I still outside?
Everyone has. At this point, when Garrett and King came back, and everyone has came back into the interior of the building.
Right.
So it's all of you guys plus the unconscious Lorien.
I will say I have my scimitar pointed at Lorien.
Okay.
So none of us are aware of any of this, like what has triggered him or anything. He's not mentioned this at all.
The only two people, there is no mention, that y'all wouldn't really know why he would have done this. The only two people that would know anything would be Elazel did see whenever Lorien went unconscious and came back for a brief second during that fight. He did notice that his eyes kind of... His eyes kind of returned back to a normal state. Jayla has been traveling with Lorien for quite a while, so maybe she would know more about that.
I also did, like, when we were here last time, I was like, Jayla, do you see this? Do you see this out here? And then I also mentioned to... Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't in this town. That was a
different town. That was Bremen.
And then Fiska, I was like, you know, in fights, just be careful around me.
So
no, you mentioned that you were dangerous, and to me, I was like, well, yeah, obviously, like he's like beating up the enemy. Not dangerous to me, though, right?
So there's
a picture of Garrett and Keegan. Garrett is the darker complexion fellow, but they are both.
He's handsome.
Garrett says, "What are y'all doing in here? What the hell's happening? Aren't y'all?"
Wait, I was gonna ask them. Everything going on with Lorien isn't because of the flail?
No. You can make the assumption that maybe.
Okay, because that's what was mentioned at the end of last episode. I just watched it, and so all we heard was Jayla saying, "I think it's because of." Yeah,
Jayla did say
that's why we hit it.
Because of the flow, yep.
Okay.
So y'all do have all these factors, all these other factors that kind of go into that. That can help y'all make this assumption.
I'm just like, we don't fully know. We were just going to sleep, and Lorien just started attacking us.
When he picked a fight.
Yeah, and so we attacked him back, and Fiska over here put him to sleep. And that's kind of... Wasn't that you that put him to sleep?
Keegan's like...
Yeah.
Who? Stacy?
Yeah.
Did you just say Fiska?
I can't believe I'm supposed to remember that we used fake names in previous episodes. Sorry, Stacy. Yeah, I knew a bird looked a lot like her, and he says bird like with a wink. Yeah, Stacy used a sleep thing and it's out, and then we tied him up, and that's where we are.
Keegan rubs his eyes. I'm going to bed. You deal with this, Garrett. He walks back into the bedroom. Garrett's like, huh. Okay.
Should I wake him up? He's tied up. I have a sword to his throat.
Honestly, I kind of feel like if he's tied up, we should all get the sleep we all need.
Right.
And if he wakes up tied up, he's tied up, he can't go anywhere, right? I mean, we all
would ask, who's still in there, Keegan or Garrett?
Garrett's the one that's still in there.
It's like, Garrett, do you have like a storage room or someplace we could lock him in?
Wow.
Yeah, we have a.
Crazy.
I mean, there's a.
I tried.
We don't have a storage shed. We have a kennel where we keep the dogs.
Oh hell yeah! Get him in there.
I don't feel. I mean, if y'all want to, that's fine. Up to y'all.
I mean, he's already asleep, right? Why wake him up? We all need sleep. Why not let him sleep? Sleep off whatever's going on.
What if he wakes up while we're all still sleeping?
He's tied up.
Yeah. Well, what if he breaks free while we're asleep?
Well, I mean, okay, I will say, I don't know if I relayed this. I will say, I mean, he woke up for a brief second when I had my horn to his throat, and his eyes looked like they were back to normal. I don't know if that means we should untie him, but...
Well, I mean, we can at least wake him up and get some answers.
Ichabod's still wanting to go back to sleep.
Well, Ichabod
He's
also
like-
got extremely hurt.
I'm just like...
I'm like,
it's like 4 or 5 in the morning. We haven't slept in a long time. We could get answers. That means we're sleeping longer through the day tomorrow. I don't...
Okay. Well, maybe we
it's...
should do watches.
I would say this: you guys would know that
yeah.
if you guys would know this, that if y'all have been pushing y'all's absolute limits, if you guys do stay up and incur these watches, you guys will take exhaustion just because.
But
Even regular watches?
Well, I guess it depends on how long you guys are trying to sleep, because
The normal amount.
It take a full, like, I think it's a full 8 hours in D&D.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if
we
you
would
guys fell
still do
asleep
the
now-
normal amount, just have people watching Lorian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fiska has been napping for like a few hours longer than everybody else.
That's true.
Yeah, that way if Lorian does wake up, one of us can talk to him at least, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
One-on-one.
I mean, I'm okay with leaving him tied up. I've done it before, but
Garrett
not
looks
Lorian.
at you.
Okay.
Not Lorian.
Garrett walks over to the knots and just makes sure. This is. Who tied these knots? These are done really well.
okay.
You're welcome. I've done it plenty of times.
And you see him as Jay was mentioning, you see Garrett kind of like tighten a knot a little bit more.
Oh.
Oh.
They just needed a little bit more snugness to them.
They always
Pretty
do.
good, though.
Well,
Well, I'm going back to bed. I trust you
That's-
guys.
that's fair.
Obviously, you saved my life, so
yeah. You sleep. We got this.
he walks out. He begins to walk out of the room and does like one of those quick glances back just to look at the mayhem that happened around. Because the room did get messed up, and he's like, he just shakes his head as he walks back to bed.
Do they? No, while he's looking, I'll cast Mending on, like, the smallest area that's broken. Just to, like, put him at ease, like...
Yeah, he sees you do that, and he's like, he like shrugs and walks back into the room. It was like a good shrug, like, oh.
Yeah. They got this.
Yeah, but you guys are left alone in this room.
I'll take first watch. Can't really sleep now.
I'll take it with you. I think we could do that, right? As long as, Ichabod does one and Fiska does another, or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 3 watches,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, 3
Yeah.
watches.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Can't sleep
Jayla
one.
and Elzel. Who's on second watch? Who's on third watch?
I'll take a second.
Yeah, Ichabod take the last one.
Okay, cool. Ichabod's the last one. Lauren, you're taking a full slump.
Yeah.
You get to watch the back of your eyelids. Okay,
I
so
don't- I didn't feel like watching tonight, so
Yeah.
You're a little tuckered out. You're a
That's
little
what this is all about. You were just like
Right.
pretending to be a menace.
yeah.
I'm really tired.
Yeah.
I need my sleep.
Guys, is Lorian actually a toddler? Is that what's going on?
Those of you on the first watch, the rest of you do unsettling find a way to fall back asleep after this kind of Ichabod. You kind of thinking, what if he attacks me again? And you kind of scoot a little bit further away, just away from everybody. But those of you that are able to, or that aren't watching, do fall asleep, and Elzel and Jailer, it is y'all's watch. You guys can go ahead and roll perception, investigation. Feel free to roleplay if you want. Just let me know. I'm just in the back.
So small, these numbers. My perception is an 11.
14.
You hear Lorian's sleeping sound. You don't see anything else within the household. There's nothing. You check the windows, make sure. You're just doing the quick glance around the house. You do see that rose petal tea is still brewing and is simmering on their little eternal-looking teapot. Other than that, you guys don't really see anything too crazy.
Can I know I can't see.
Yeah.
But can I try to check Lorian to see if I see anything wrong? Like if I can try to figure out what's wrong if it wasn't the flail?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
So
Go ahead and,
I'm familiar with her situation.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but I'm definitely watching how she looks at things in this moment, how she observes.
Yeah.
I basically just graze my fingers on things.
You just kind of do a medicine check. Is that what you're looking to do, or what were you trying to?
I don't know.
Are you?
Whatever you feel
I would say
is-
this would be if you're looking for anything with your fingers doing anything. It'd be an investigation check. If you're trying to see how his health is, it would be a medicine check.
Oh. Don't take this wrong. I don't care if he's hurt or not. I'm more of trying to figure out what's wrong with him.
Yeah.
I
go
love my
ahead
group.
You can feel free to make an investigation check.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why you lost his shit.
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check. Or you could even make an Arcana check, but I don't think that would be suited for your character.
It's the same thing.
Okay, make an investigation
For me.
check. Okay.
Natural 20 for a 22.
You need a 23. No, you thoroughly you pat him down, you look over his body with your fingers. You don't smell any kind of you are particularly familiar with poisons and that nature, that craft of nature. You don't smell any kind of poison or any kind of any of that emanating from his body. But you do as you do kind of feel over his body, you feel on the back of his neck. There does appear to be some sort of scarring that is feels weird. But other than that, you don't really pick up on anything else.
And it doesn't remind me of any of people that I might have worked with.
You can go ahead and make a religion check
Oh.
on that, because you can't actively see. Are you? Well, with that nat 20, I forgot you have nat 20. With that nat 20, you can feel that the way the scars form some sort of symbol or some sort of imagery, and to you it feels sort of like a clawed paw.
Okay.
A what paw?
A clawed paw.
Claw. Okay.
Clawed, yes. A bear claw. No.
I thought you were trying to say cold. I'm like, that's not.
No. It feels like
Yeah.
a clawed paw.
Gotcha.
And the way that the way these the ridges and the raised portion of his fur feel, it feels as if it is new, relatively new. And as you fill it over, you move your hand, you do feel a little bit of warm liquid on your fingers.
I'll speak up low enough that it wouldn't wake anybody up, but loud enough that you can hear me. I'll just be like, what are you doing?
I'm trying to figure out why he lost his shit. But he has some really weird scarring on the back of his neck. And it feels like something clawed him pretty hard. Still kind of fresh, actually. So it had to happen recently.
Did we see anything like that?
No, and I traveled with this guy for 2 months before we met up, so... He was a little crazy when we were fighting, but
I'll
he
get
never
up.
lost his shit.
I'll get up and go over there to actually take a look, knowing that she can't actually, like, see it, just to see if that, like, makes a difference.
Yeah, you go over there and you look at it, and you do see, you can make a religion check, feel free to. You do see this, she points out this claw paw. It's very much, it looks as if someone just took a dagger and just carved into his skin, and now it is scarring over.
It's just a 6.
Yeah, you're not too familiar, even with your religious background, you're not too familiar with this marking. You do feel that there is some sort of, most symbols have some sort of religion tied to a deity of some sort, but that's, as far as you know, you can assume that it might have something to do with some sort of god, but as far as you know, it could just be a brand, or you don't really know Lorien too well to know that.
Right. I'll say to her, yeah, I don't know what that is. That's beyond my training.
We're not homies.
I mean, all we have to do is ask him, so...
Right.
In the morning.
Yeah.
If
Absolutely.
he's truthful and honest, everything's cool. If not, we might have a few other things to do, but...
Yeah.
I'm trying not to get back in that old habit, so...
That old habit.
Yep. And she's gonna sit down and play with her necklace.
Yeah, I won't prod. I'll actually sit next to you, and after like a moment of silence, I'll be like, I just want to let you know that your attempts at comforting me did not go unnoticed. I mean, I shrugged you off not because it was you, just because of the situation, because in the moment it was just one of those reactions.
I understand.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that it's nothing against you.
No, all good. I understand lost.
Yeah. Yeah, this I mean, I'm not gonna pry into your past for details, but I do want to ask, like, have you ever experienced anything like what we're experiencing? No details, just a yes or no, right?
Hold on. Star's a little confused. You mean like oral stuff, or like just in general, or like just loss, or
just how dark things are, because I'm like, from where I'm from, like, this is new for me. I left on this, I'll actually say this in character. I left my hometown after being there my whole life. You know, I got in trouble. I chose the clergy. And after, you know, some time, I was sent on this mission, this, what is it called? Pilgrimage, to come up north. And there were 7 of us, and I'm the only one who officially made it this far. And that was really my first run-in with stuff like this. Like, I mean, my hometown was attacked at one point, and that kind of just felt like, oh, this happens to towns, you know. But like to actually go out and do something for the church, and travel like this, and be faced with, I don't know. I really don't know how to explain it. But, and then after that, it just, like, I got here, and it continued and continued and continued, and children have died, and, you know, I've been with you, so the stuff that has happened with us, that it never happened to me. So I'm just curious about what you've dealt with.
my whole life's been kind of dark, so I'm pretty used to it.
Right. And so how does this compare to what you've dealt with? Is it more? It's more of the same, or like is this a little bit more like, I don't know, spiritual or like ominous or?
I mean, same stuff, different day.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, if that's the case, then I'm glad that I found you and the rest of you, because I mean, despite what happened tonight, I hope there's a good answer for that. But despite what happened, this has been good so far, for lack of a better term, right? Yeah.
No one died, so.
Right.
Or at least not.
Us.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I wish we could have done more for others, but
Yeah.
that's what we're doing, right? I mean, hopefully we're doing more for others in the long run.
Yeah. I mean, I have my own personal goals, but
Yeah, we all do.
people is another thing
Yeah.
I try to strive for.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, I hope that's kind of what we all have in common. It kind of seems that way, without anybody actually outright saying that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm long-winded way to say that. Thank you for existing. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, sure, no problem. I didn't have a choice.
Yeah, I guess that's true. And he just kind of like looks down and probably pulls the horn out just for a little bit.
Yep.
Focuses on that.
You begin to whittle away. Jayla begins to sit in silence as well, as you guys kind of just listen. And you whittle away for, I would say you probably get about, realistically, just 3 more hours on it, just because you guys are fatigued and the watches aren't all overall going to be too crazy long, just because Garrett and Keegan will wake up before the 3rd watch around
Okay.
time.
Right.
The Oz watch does come to an end. Fiska, you are awakened by them, and it's time for your watch. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
16. Yeah, I downloaded an app.
Oh, that's awesome.
I heard it. I was like, oh. Yeah, 16. That's a really good check. You obviously you smell the tea, the rose petal tea. It smells beautiful, floral. You see all the scrimshaw figures that look like they are in work right now, still kind of being slowly carved away and etched into something of worth. But you don't really pick up on a bunch of any other things. But Lorian sleeping perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But you do know that this is the first time you've been alone with
Yeah.
something.
Fiska is definitely just inspecting the works in progress and taking mental notes for her own work. And it's not lost on her that Elazal said that she casted sleep, and she is thinking about that. Like, what the fuck does he mean by that?
Yeah, and as you're going over, you're looking over these figures, you see that there is a figure in the works that looks like a beautiful stag. That's kind of like sitting down like a dog. It's really weird. You see a smaller one of 6 sled dogs pulling a sled. That one's very. There's a jolly fat man on the back of it with a big gift sack on his back. You see these are very much like festive ones. And as you are kind of contemplating this whole ordeal with the spell you casted on Lorian, you're kind of observing Lorian, and you still get that subtle sweet sensation that you felt earlier in the day when you saw a corpse, as your tongue slowly begins to salivate a little bit less than before, but you do notice that your tongue within your beak does water more when you see this unconscious body before you.
Very strange. I'll eat a piece of squid.
Yeah, you eat a piece of squid, and surprisingly, as you go to eat this piece of squid, you notice that it is projected from your mouth against your own will, as if something does not like the taste of the squid anymore.
Ooh.
And you feel a bit of like tickle at the base of your neck, as if someone's kind of like rubbing their finger down your neck. But this sensation, as it approaches, it slowly fades away.
Everybody has neck issues.
Yeah, and I have a lot. I have a lot of neck, so there's an issue with that.
That is true. That is true. But yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's all that happens. You do retrieve the squid that you did drop, because you never know. You might want it later.
It's good meat.
But yep. And as your watch completes, Ichabod, Fiska wakes you up. It is time for your watch. If you want to go ahead and roll a perception check. And about this time, Keegan does wake up. He does come into the kitchen, dump out the rose petal tea, and does begin to make breakfast tea. With some sausage and eggs mixed into it. It's really strange, but it works.
Smoothie.
Yep.
Yes.
I rolled a 9.
Okay. Yeah, with that 9, you're kind of still, you're pissed off,
Yeah.
pretty much at Lorien. So a little bit of that emotional anger does cloud your watch. You don't see much. Plus, with Keegan making this very strange breakfast tea, your attention is pulled to that. But other than that, you don't see any kind of anything crazy happen with Lorien or anything else within the household. And if you wanted to do anything while you were up before watching.
He is trying to tune in, and does he hear anybody talking to him? Does anybody have anything to say? Like, not the party, but
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
yeah.
You feel a little static, like not technical static.
Right.
That sensation. You get a little bit of static, and kind of like a dowsing rod as you kind of direct your body. It seems like there is some sort of a signal, some sort of reception or some sort of like communication that is trying to be established, but just doesn't seem like it's happening right now.
Okay.
You get the sense. I will say this. You do get the sense that if you decide to probably head outside, you might be more receptive to that.
Okay. And
And Keegan is up right now.
Okay. Yeah, Ichabod will step out.
And Keegan's like, hurry back, don't want you to miss this breakfast tea.
All right. Thanks, Keegan.
You head outside, and as you're kind of, scanning the horizon a little bit, what you've noticed so far is that you've gotten things you've seen more so like smoke trails, like wispy smoke trails that kind of like led you on your path. You did see those 2 ravens seemingly fly back to Kelvin's cairn last session. This one, it's more so of a small, very quaint, and you don't have to make a perception check to hear it, but with your passive perception, you hear it, especially with the wind, it's kind of amplified. You hear this very faint crying, it doesn't sound like a young kid or like an older adult, but it's like a very much like someone crying, and it seems like it's coming from about 150 feet to the north of the house.
Oh.
So it's a good way away from the house.
Yeah, he'll go check it out.
Yeah, you begin to walk. You walk that way. Walk this way. You walk that way, and as you head in that direction, you feel this cry begins to get a little bit louder as it's actively like morphs from a crying sobbing sound to more of a scream. It sounds like a lady's scream, very high pitched, and as you walk closer, you pass between two buildings. You pass between the space between them, and you feel this very unsettling and ethereal pull around your neck as you pass that space between the houses, pulling you into the little alleyway, sort of.
He would go along with it.
Yeah. You get into this alleyway with your dark vision. It's kind of sun is starting to rise a little bit. It's still well dark just because Icewind Dale is trapped in this winter. But you see when you get into this, the crying stops, the screaming stops, the tugging sensation is still bringing you deeper into the alleyway. But all you see in this alleyway are a bunch of barrels, a bunch of boxes that are just kind of scattered throughout the space. There's no. All you see are barrel and boxes that are just kind of taking up the space here.
But there's still the tugging.
You still feel the tugging, and it seems as if the sensation is pulling you towards. There is a grouping of 3 barrels, kind of triangulated in like the furthest corner in the back, and it feels like it's pulling you that way.
He's gonna say, or he's thinking, with everything that's going on, let's keep following it.
Yeah. You get close to these 3 barrels. The sensation disappears, and you hear you hear a voice from behind you. And the voice, it's a very feminine voice, and it says, "Why am I so cold?"
Ichabod will turn around.
You turn around, you don't see anything behind you.
Oh, okay. He will investigate those 3 barrels closer.
Okay. You don't have to make a check for this. It's very, very easy. They are they look like pickling jars, but they're like really big barrels, kind of like an L barrel, but for pickles.
Okay.
And you can all see that they're pickled. You notice that the furthest one in the back, the lid seems to be stuck for some reason. And you notice that there is a very thick layer of ice around the rim of it.
Break off the ice.
Okay.
And he's using his I'm assuming he's carried his axe with him.
Yeah, and with each time as you kind of chip away at this, every time you make this scream, you hear this guttural like ah! Ah! It's like a very like feminine scream, but it sounds as if you were hitting somebody.
Oh, okay.
And you have unchipped the ice around the rim. Do you peek inside?
Yeah, I try. I lean back as far as I can, but still just pull the lid up.
Yeah. So as you kind of pry this lid off, the lid still, even though the chipping did take a while, it's still a little hard to get off. And as you peel it back, you see toes, you see a foot, you see a leg, you see a cord, you see it looks like an elven woman that has been stuffed inside of this barrel. And as you're pulling this back further and further, you see that the blood has mixed with the pickling brine, and you see that there is a pure shard of ice just sticking out of her chest.
Okay. Put the lid back down, and I'm gonna head back to the general store or whatever.
Yeah. So
and
as you...
no, I'll say, and once I get there. But go ahead if something happens before that.
Yeah, so as you kind of turn around, of what was once an empty alleyway, you see at the very end of this alleyway a looming figure. It's a formless body that takes it's a formless body that forms into this overall humanoid shape, and you just see these 2 piercing red eyes just staring directly at you. And this isn't something that is unfamiliar to you. This is someone you're very familiar with.
Oh, okay.
And you see as it's looking at you, and there's this connection, this knowing connection. It kind of directs its eyes at the wall, and you see as it directs your eyes over, you see that there is several sentences written on the wall, and it says, it's written in common, so it's not just because there's nothing too crazy. It just says it says Cephic's memories she desires. Do not let your flame expire. The brittle maiden has given him favor. Stay the course and earn our favor. And then that's where it kind of ends there. And I can send that. I can send that.
Yeah.
To you as well.
Awesome.
Personally.
Okay. No, go ahead.
And then after it directs your attention, this thing, it directs your attention over there. It looks back at you, and it just waits for some sort of. It just looks like it's waiting for something.
Oh. So Ichabod will just be like, he'll shrug.
Okay.
Shrug and kind of nod,
and as you shrug and nod, this form just rushes at you, and it hits you and just bursts into a cloud of smoke around you.
Okay.
And it seems to have been gone. You look back at the wall, the writing is gone as well.
Okay. So I'm gonna head back to the shop, and as Ichabod heads back to the shop, he's trying to figure out how to explain how he ended up in the alleyway with the dead body in a barrel.
Yeah. You make your way out of that alleyway. Go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
Hey. 15.
Yeah, you head out of that alley and you feel pretty confident that no one saw you. You
Okay.
kind of glance around. You feel confident no one saw you enter or exit this alleyway. And as you're making your way back, you notice that most residents are still sleeping.
Okay.
But you do make it back to the house, and as you enter the house, Keegan's in there. Oh, that wasn't. Where'd you go?
It's like, Keegan, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to say this. Like, I felt like something was off, and I found something terrible.
Oh.
I found another victim.
You don't mean to tell me there's
Yes,
another killing in Targos? There was one just last week.
Yes, I'm afraid that whatever this murderer is has struck again. We need to alert the authorities.
As you say that, you see his demeanor kind of changes, and he's like, "Are you sure that we have to alert the authorities about that?"
Well, I mean, you're the one that lives here. What would you recommend?
Well, frankly, he looks behind him back at the room to see if Garrett has woken up. Garrett's still asleep. He looks back. Frankly, I think the whole governing body here, the guards and the townspeople, are morally corrupt. But it is the right thing to do, and at the end of the day, you can only control what you can control, right? So maybe we should just tell them anonymously somehow.
Right. I mean, that sounds like a good idea to me.
Yeah.
I just assume not be too involved in this at the moment.
I can go take a note. I can go leave a note close to one of the bulletin boards in town and see if...
Okay.
See if...
Yes. So then Ichabod would be like, it's over that way, in an alleyway, there's a poor lady in a barrel.
Mm-hmm.
She's clearly dead.
He wraps up his little robe around him. He's all right. Puts his house slippers on, and he runs outside. He disappears. He leaves you alone. He disappears.
Okay.
And he has vanished from the household.
So on that note, Ichabod would glance down at Lorian and make sure he's still out and not.
He is.
You
do see Lorian is still asleep. I will ask you for you to roll a D100 for me real quick, though.
Okay. So there's that and that. 61.
61? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but Lorian looks perfectly fine. I mean, as fine as he can. You did do some damage to him earlier. He is beaten up still, but there's no change of any kind of habits or anything, so...
Okay. And Ichabod doesn't get any kind of indication that somebody wants him to do anything in particular to Lorian?
You don't feel any other kind of pull to do anything.
Okay.
More so you feel like your connection has been stronger in the past before you came all the way to the Tin Town settlement.
Right.
Your connection has been stronger, but you feel as if there's a little bit of kind of like you're on a leash a little bit, and something is trying to see what you can do on your own for now.
Okay.
So it's as if you get the sensation as if something is guiding you, but without trying to affect it too much.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Right. So he's not gonna do anything to Lorian while he's unconscious.
All right.
That's good.
You nestle back. You sleep a little bit, 2 more hours, and eventually you guys all do kind of wake up around. I would say you guys went to bed at 5. You guys wake up around 2 in the afternoon, 3. I think that's a suitable frame. You all wake up.
Yeah.
Lorian, you're still unconscious technically, just for narrative's sake. You're still unconscious.
Yeah.
But you do have, whenever you are awoken,
I get a long
you
rest.
will get a long rest. Yes.
Okay.
Can you imagine if you didn't? You got like the best sleep of all of us.
But you guys are all awake now. Keegan is in the kitchen. He is no longer making breakfast tea. He is making some sort of lunch tea. You feel that this guy has some sort of tea for every occasion, so he's making lunch tea. You are all awake. Lorian is still asleep, and Garrett is not in the house anymore. Garrett has gone off and done his own thing, and Keegan tells you he will be back in a little bit.
Did you
imagining there's some... Sorry.
No, you're fine. You go ahead.
I'm imagining BLT, like.
A BLT? Oh, yeah.
I'm having a go with that. Sorry, that was like not.
I like it.
He has perfect, like, bacon cups, garnished with lettuce, and there's tea inside of it, yeah.
I love it.
It's like a Bloody Mary tea.
But yeah, the day is yours. The later part of the day is yours. What are y'all up to?
I feel like
You wanna
Ichabod
wake 'em
should
up?
tell the rest of the party what he found. Or actually, yeah, because I think that they would want, or they should know. So he would say, while I was on my watch, I just had this terrible feeling come over me, and yada yada yada. I found a dead body in a barrel, and Keegan's taking care of it. It's obviously or clearly another victim of whatever this killer is doing around Tin Towns.
Yeah, Keegan just puts his thumbs up to
Hello.
kind of corroborate.
LSL is just like, yeah, right. Weird feeling. That happens to me all the time. Dead bodies in barrels, and I just, I just know that. That's. Checks out.
Isn't it too soon? Isn't there usually more time in between the killings? Just wonder.
Sounds like they're
How
advancing
fresh
their.
it
Well, it was. Well, I guess it could have been magic, but she'd been there long enough for the lid to freeze over. Which I guess around here it wouldn't take very long.
2 minutes. 2, 3.
I'm no forensic scientist, so no, they didn't stick around long enough to see how fresh the maggots were or anything.
So
You will say that you do recall that the body was in pristine condition,
Oh,
with that eye shard inside.
all
Oh,
of
right.
the body.
I'm like, it looked like it was pretty recently.
So the killer could still be here.
What? Wait. So was the body? So it was a brine. Was it all frozen or just frozen around the rim?
Just the rim.
Okay, so the
brine itself was fine.
this is a sick brine. Like it couldn't freeze type of brine.
Sure was.
Well, I mean, still, a brine can preserve a body, right? It might not have been a recent kill.
I'd be like, and how do you know that,
Well,
Elazale?
Craig says, I know that.
She was pickled.
But yeah.
Well, there are worse ways to die.
No.
Could've been.
I was like, well, I mean, there's,
Nice.
it's kind of like a bog kind of does the same thing, right? There's like
Oh, the peat.
salt and peat and it preserves they act similarly.
The peat.
The peat.
No, this was pretty recent.
Right. Well. How far away was it? Did you find it?
Well, as the crow flies, I would say about 150 feet over there.
And so you just had it. Wait, can we just dive in like a little bit into how you get a feeling for a body in brine 150 feet away? Just a little bit.
Well, I heard some crying,
Okay.
and I thought I should check this out.
So there was like someone next to the barrel crying over the barrel.
Lorian's clearly not going anywhere, so I followed the sound of the crying. I got there. I heard no sound.
Oh.
No more sounds, no more crying. But, the arrangement of the barrels was such. I'm like, so I checked it out. And
So who was crying?
I'm assuming the dead lady. I don't know. Maybe I was having some kind of freak out.
Do you normally hear dead people cry?
I mean, Lorian just flipped out on us and tried to kill me. So, maybe he triggered something. I don't know.
Yeah, we're all kind of fucked up. I've gotten that. But so this is just
I don't
normal.
know. Fiska seems pretty normal.
So true.
She's a little freaked out.
Oh.
she just knows that panicking in front of people this strong is not going to be helpful.
All I want to know is, do you normally hear dead people scream? I guess.
Right. Not typically.
So, but it's
That was a new one.
Not typical.
but it's happened once, maybe
No.
twice. Oh, so not at all.
Right.
This is your first. Okay.
This is my first dead, ghostly communication session.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think you could talk to your mom. Just
So, did we want to pursue this?
Maybe,
If so,
maybe
we
we
need
should.
to wake up Lori.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe we should deal with Lorian first and then the barrel.
Okay,
Yeah, I feel
I'm
like-
gonna take my
What?
scimitar and just kind of pat him on the face with it to wake him up. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
Keegan's taking care of the logistics and the bureaucracy behind this.
Yeah, Keegan has a thumbs up.
I place
Murder.
both hands on Lorian and cast Shocking Grasp to wake him up. No, I don't.
wait. I was like, I think he only has one hit point.
Yeah.
Right?
Lauren, you feel yourself come out of sleep, and you have taken a long rest. So go ahead and mark that off. But you do see the whole
Yeah, baby.
party standing over you.
I'm still at his. I
Scimitar
went.
pointed at you.
I went back to his throat with the horn in his throat like it had been no time at all. Because he woke up for that little bit, right?
I think when he'd wake, it's like when you first wake up, you'll like blink a couple times, you'll close your eyes again, and then he'll open his eyes and he'll like see you guys standing around
Yeah, I'm looking
him, but he
at your eyes, like looking at your eyes.
he's not looking at you guys, he's looking past you, almost like he's looking for something. He's looking past you.
Hello.
We're looking. I'm looking at where he's looking.
Lorraine, hi.
Hello.
Good morning.
Where do you?
You
Where
piece of
did you
crap.
go?
What the fuck are you talking about?
There was the Beast Lord. I saw him last night. I tried to hit him, but they got the better of me.
Yeah, that was Ichabod.
Yeah, you hit me.
Yeah,
You hit
a lot
Ichabod.
of people last night.
You woke me up.
Whenever he says the Beast Lord, Elazel and Jayla, you both pick up on that. You both know what that is. That is a deity. Usually associated with like bloodlust, hunting, stalking, very much a primal being. Elazel, you more so know about it due to you're a cleric. Oh my god, my computer just shut off for a second.
Awesome.
Hello?
You said bloodlust and what?
Hunting,
bloodlust,
stalking.
Hunting, stalking, very much a primal being. Elazel, you know more so just being a cleric, you know that clerical nature. You know much about different gods.
You did your
Jayla,
homework.
you know it more so from your past. You heard the Silent Storms make many mentions of their worship. They worship Talus. You heard many mentions of that Talus, Oral, and Malor at one point had some sort of arrangement. And this is all folklore. You don't know if there's any truth to it behind the matter, but you do know that there was some sort of inner workings between those deities, and But anyway, sorry to jut in. Get back into it.
You said Beast Lord?
Yes, the Beast Lord.
And how are you associated with him?
Yeah, elaboration's good at this point.
I guess if it's not Garrett, it's
Keegan.
Keegan.
Egan. Thank you. That's like when you're in elementary and they have you do word associations, be like, but I'd kind of just like look over to Keegan, and then I guess I'd turn my head back. I'd be like, he has sort of haunted me throughout my life.
Haunted you?
In a manner
Why?
of speaking. So, when I was younger, very young, my family, to my understanding, I wasn't very old. We had been enslaved by hobgoblins, right? And I assume the parents of my parents had been enslaved by them too. But we had escaped, or they had let us go, or something of the sort. And they had, at the time I wasn't aware, but I had a lot of time to do my research, and they were performing something the Beast Lord would call the High Hunt. And so the followers of Malar would capture people, then release them to hunt them. If you made it through the night, you would get a boon. My family did not make it through the night, but I did. So he has, like I said, in a manner of speaking, haunted me.
So I mean, was the boon your survival, or is there like what was the boon? Elazal's like completely fucking enthralled with this. He's like, tell me more.
I would rather it not leave this room.
As you say that, Keegan looks at you. He's like, "Oh."
Yeah.
Runs outside.
I was about to turn towards him, so yeah, that works.
Keegan walks outside as he feels this is not something he should be overhearing.
So, it won't leave this room.
I honestly have no one. Just like I have you. So
I would be looking to all of you.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, do you have my word? Absolutely.
Ichabod kind of, sure, whatever, dude.
He, depending on how you see it, he. I guess freedom is one of the things people typically earn through surviving. But I was granted with, some would say blessed with, a form of lycanthropy. Was he not here?
He was not that we saw. No, we saw you attack Ichabod, so we attacked you back. That's all. That's.
There was so many
you're probably feeling real sore right now.
I was kind of focused on you.
Yeah. Like you were like you might not have made it. Kind of attacked back. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I heard him breathing above me on the roof. He latched onto the roof above.
So was this like the closest you've ever been with him, or the most real it's been, or?
Is the Beast Lord here now?
Yeah, right. That's a good question.
As Ichabod kind of asks this questions, Lorian, you look around, you don't see the Beast Lord, you don't see Malar, but you do feel this the sense of calming within, more so as you're more centered now, as you have this long rest. Something has either happened, or you just feel more calm than you have in the past couple of days.
I don't know if he's here. I don't exactly know how his focus works. I don't feel anything.
So, Does this mean you're gonna lose your shit every time you see him?
I've been seeing him.
How often?
I saw him when we were here last.
Oh, is that when you were saying, do you see those paws? And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I saw him there. Did I? I think I saw him while we were camping on the rocks, right?
You did? Yep.
I saw
After the
him
avalanche.
after the avalanche. I saw him.
So I'm curious. The Beast Lord is, from my understanding, a deity, right? He's basically a god or a demigod. I'm not sure like the full extent. Yeah. And so you saw him and you thought, I'm gonna swing my flail and that would best a god.
I just wanted him to leave.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Bothered me.
Yeah.
He's.
No, I'm sorry. That was the wrong question. I'm sorry that you're dealing with this. That can't be.
Ichabod's like, I feel like this is going to hinder our investigation into these murders.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna just start untying him so he's not.
Yeah, no.
I'm just like.
I won't stop you.
And Ichabod's going to take one step back and like prepare himself if he needs to.
Yeah.
Understandable.
I think he'll just sit up. He won't like stand.
I don't remember. Did we all know that the mace was it a mace? No, was it a mace? Flail. That it was bad. Did we all know that?
Fiska for sure would know that just when she picked it up. She
tried
that's right.
Yeah, but Fiska didn't have a good reaction to it.
Yeah, that was her initial like. She doesn't know anything else besides that. When she touched it, it kind of made her feel a little weird.
She wasn't strong enough to actually for it to actually care about her.
I took it from you, and then I passed the check.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought maybe it wouldn't. He wouldn't follow me up here for some reason.
I mean,
is that why you came up here to escape him?
Not particularly. Perhaps I was sent here. Perhaps for people to escape me.
So this happens often?
Not often. It has happened.
I suppose that
insight check.
You can feel free to make an insight check. Tyler, you can roll a deception or a persuasion check. Don't tell him. Just message me what you roll, which one you choose, and then proceed that. So don't tell what you're rolling. Don't tell me if it's deception or perception. Message it to me.
Oh, it probably doesn't matter. 10.
Okay.
I got persuasion. I got a dirty 20. Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Jayla, you feel as if he's being truthful.
Cool.
I would just say, so, whether or not this has happened in the past, I mean, what happened was you fell asleep and you woke assuming something. No. And you woke up, sorry, assuming is probably the wrong word. You woke up and saw something that you thought was real. The fear now for all of us is that every time you fall asleep, this is going to happen to one of us. And it might not go this same way. And so if this has been a lifelong thing and you have any ideas for what we can do to alleviate our anxiety or our stress or our fear about you falling asleep and us all falling asleep, other than, I mean, I really don't want to have to do watches every night to watch you, right?
In my youth, they just, I was locked away, mostly.
Yeah, I don't want to do that either. That doesn't feel good.
Well,
I don't want to add to any pain that you felt as a child.
I could give you my weapons. It's strange. How did I look?
Raised.
Mm-hmm.
Did I look like myself?
I mean, mostly your eyes were different.
He had that
That's-
smile. He had a big smile, but it's not uncommon
Yeah.
for those who've seen it.
Whenever I do that, I don't normally look like how I look.
Yeah.
I
mean, the weapons thing is a good idea.
Yes, I mean,
If
Oh,
you're
speaking of that-
if you're comfortable with that.
Your
if-
flail is missing.
if you don't think I deserve it, then
The flail?
or
Deserve is not the word I would use.
I think it's
feel
kind of weird.
safe with me.
I think maybe stick to your weapon.
That's
If you
weird.
really want it, that's up to you. But
Uh,
next time this happens and someone almost dies again,
You're out.
I'm not gonna take it easy on you.
I hope you all live then. Usually, I don't look like myself, and perhaps taking my weapons away will not be enough.
Well, I'm curious. You say usually you don't look like yourself.
From what I've been told,
Yeah, that was my next
don't-
question. Yeah.
I don't really remember it.
Has anyone perished at your sleep rage? I guess is a
Several.
several. And you felt like you'd just keep this to yourself until it
I
happened.
thought it hadn't happened in so long.
Oh.
I thought maybe it wouldn't happen up here.
Well,
That was foolish of me to think.
well, I mean, it went our way, I suppose, is the best way to put it. So now we know.
I will say, as this conversation, can y'all make perception checks for me?
Yeah.
I gotta use the bathroom, so make y'all's perception checks, and then when I come back,
Would I make one too?
everyone's making a perception check.
Would I know the brand is on it?
You would at this point, part of your perception roll, you're gonna learn that you do feel that on the
Okay.
back of your neck as well. But I gotta go potty. I'll be right
Yeah.
back.
I will also be right back while he's gone.
Yeah, why not?
What was your weapon beforehand?
I used a war pick, and the war pick it kind of have the face of a lion.
Go on.
Well, I mean, I think. Well, I don't know if your character would know this, but on my shield is also the face of a lion, which would be the symbol of No Banyan. He is like the Lord of Good Beasts and stuff like that.
She would not know that.
King of the Beasts. He's King of the Beast.
Well, I like the look of your war pick much better, Lorian. Had very nice carvings on it.
Yes, it's what they gave us. So,
Hello.
Come on, what's the fuss?
I don't know if I've showed you guys this before. This is a Caleb
Oh, sick.
themed T-shirt.
Oh, that's cool.
Home is where the heart is, and it's got what's this kitty's name? I don't remember the cat's name. It's been a while.
Frumpkin.
Frumpkin, thank you. They had sold out of them on the U.S. shop, and I didn't know if they were going to get them back in stock. So I had my brother order one in Canada and ship it to me. So I paid a lot more than I really should have because they came back in stock not that long after.
Wait for Jayla to get back home. Pick it up.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Anyone ever listen to any Goldfinger?
No. What
Skate.
is that?
Skate punk.
Sound like a wrestler.
From
Oh, yeah.
like, it was like they were like featured in the first Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Oh my god,
And
right.
that's like my like music that I go back to like all the time.
I've heard of Goldfinger, but I never listened to him.
I don't remember the song that was in it, but like it just always fucking played when you played that game. Millencolin's a good one too from that era. Danish skate punk.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
Could I just say a couple more things?
Yeah. Before you finish talking, and then we'll do it. The perception.
I'd say you asked like why I didn't tell you. He would also just add, I didn't want you all to think of me as a monster.
That ship has sailed.
Dizzy, come on, say that.
Yes.
Good. I like it.
I don't think he'll respond to that, but I think he will turn to you because it's been mentioned that I attacked you first or something like that, and it'll just be like, I'm sorry.
Think about it, wouldn't say anything. Just kind of look at him.
Yeah, and I think he'd be done.
I think I would just respond to that and just say, so listen, that's a snap question when someone keeps something really big and really potentially dangerous to the people that they're traveling with. But we're all hiding something, right?
Not me.
Friska,
Hiding anything.
she's an artist. Well, Stacy.
I don't know the extent of everybody's past. None of us know the extent of it. We're all hiding something. And it sucks. But we're past it, right? It happened. Now we know what we need to do going forward. And I'm going to keep my fucking eye on you. Just
This
one.
guy's a question.
The other one's going to sleep.
He'll just kind of like nod his head, but at the same time he'll just drop his head.
Lorian, do you have any weaknesses? You know, if this happens again, we need to hit the emergency button. You allergic to almonds, like.
I hear silver is good against lycanthrope.
Oh, actually, I meant to ask, when he said lycanthrope, do we all know what that word is? Craig does, but...
I will let that be up to your character's judgment. I will say y'all make that decision.
Okay. I mean, are they common?
I don't.
Is that a D&D term? Because Star does not know it.
That means you're
It's
werewolf.
really more of a pop
Werewolf.
culture.
I would say.
I assumed, but I didn't
Yeah.
want to.
I would say it is a common disease that's been throughout history. It's not entirely. Everyone knows what lycanthropy is on a base level, but no one knows the extent to what goes into more.
Okay.
So
He did say a form of
Yeah.
lycanthropy, not.
like, are you some kind of wolf man?
The Wolfman.
I'm a
I had
werefish.
2 wolves inside me.
I'm a werefish.
Make sure you feed the right one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so given up to you, it's common knowledge throughout D&D to some degree. You know, there are some other aspects to it, but those of you that want your character to know about it, y'all can choose that. I'm not going to tell you whether or not you know that or not. But yeah, and at this point, You do notice the mark on the back of your neck, Lorian. You do feel it as you kind of move around. You do feel it kind of bleed a little bit.
Do you reach for it?
Yes,
Yeah.
he will reach to touch it, and then
Ichabod's like, oh, what are you doing?
I assume none of you did this.
No, but we
This
saw it
wasn't-
in the middle of the night.
This
Yeah, I found it.
this wasn't here before.
It wasn't what?
This wasn't here before.
Oh, here.
Yes.
Like
On
until
Oh,
just now?
It's new.
yes.
Shit.
Oh.
I started thinking it was like how you became a lycanthrope. Oh.
This. Would I, if I feel the symbol, would I recognize?
Yeah,
what
you
it
would
is?
recognize it instantly. And also, a little bit to add on to further fact. Back in the day, back in your youth, Lorian, you would have had this before. You have had this before. You don't know the extent of what it
In
does,
my
but
youth,
you do.
I would.
But you do realize that you had this bunch of back in the day whenever you weren't able to control. Pretty much, it was more so a mark of immaturity as well as uncontrollability. Like you realize that it is also plays factor into the lycanthropy. Besides, like, it is curable. It is a curable thing. You do know that.
Did the mark go away?
No, it's still there.
No.
In your
You
past,
said
it
in
did.
my-
It did go away through
Yeah.
through various clergy
Gotcha.
blessing you with Nobanians.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
So,
Just a little bit more information. What's that?
it's from what I know. It's a marking. I guess it means you have trouble controlling yourself. Clergy. I stayed a while with clergy, and they, much to their chagrin, they helped.
Hmm.
And it was gone, but it's back.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, it's either you go do that or we continue, right? Like, if you stayed with them a while to get rid of it, then you're not a part of this story anymore.
They wouldn't take.
Well, I mean, I'm a cleric. I can't do much for you at this point, but I mean, I could do something. But yeah, I don't think we have the freedom, the resources to send you off.
No.
Yeah.
I was, to my understanding, I was sent here to perish.
Oh, well, I mean, I hope that's not the same for me. I mean, I'm under the understanding I was here to find something, but if I was sent here to die, that would suck.
Well,
I like
They-
it. It's nice.
they may say, one thing, but
The clergy?
well, anyone really, but they can mean
Yeah.
another.
Well, I guess we're all in charge of our own selves, our own devices, right?
Most of the time.
Yeah. Sent somewhere to die, you survive. We'll help you do that. I'll help you do that.
Thank you. I hope I can do the same.
What did y'all get on y'all's perception check?
14!
15.
19.
Okay.
12.
You got a 3? Visca?
Yeah, I got a 3. It's in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit. Hold on, let me look at that.
I got proof.
More or less, more so, just initial reactions more than anything. Ichabod, you hear what sounds like several tens of people, heavy suited, sound like they are approaching the house faster and faster. And at this time, you kind of all notice that
Fuck.
Keegan hasn't returned, neither has Garrett.
I will.
I even fucking wrote Keegan sus right
I will-
fucking here.
I'll go to hide probably.
Okay.
If I if they would have known something was up, I would go to hide.
More or less, everyone's starting to hear the noise. Ichabod, you probably count. There's probably about 30 individuals or so approaching the house. They're not up on the house just yet, but they do sound like they are approaching. The rest of you do hear. The rest of y'all do hear like the foot stepping. Like the
Ichabod's gonna say, "Everybody, scatter and cast invisibility."
Okay.
Is there a
Fly.
Should we run out the back door? Or
is there a back door?
Wait,
There's the windows on the back windows that where you recently saw Maller's visage at, in that one window. So there's that window. There's another window in Garrett and them's room. But go ahead and...
Did we not see Garrett at all since he woke up at all?
Garrett? No, you haven't seen Garrett at all since y'all all woke up.
He left before.
He left before. He left in the morning.
We woke
I
up.
bet that's what's in this.
I'm taking shit
Lunch.
from him then.
Wow.
Shit,
yeah,
we don't
so-
even know.
So yeah, as this marching is getting louder and louder, what are y'all doing? Tell me. Ichabod's invisible. He's invisible. Are you going anywhere in the house?
Ichabod is going to. Yeah, he's going to try to go to like a back,
Okay.
either out the back door in a back room or something.
Okay.
I think it's better for us to be out in the open than
Yeah.
trapped in a house.
No, I think
would.
I think it's fine that Ichabod disappears, but I would just stand there. I would wait.
Okay. Ichabod, you go ahead and roll advantage on a stealth check for me. Lorian, what are you doing?
I was going to, if we can hear kind of roughly
Yes.
which way they're coming from, I would go to the opposite. And if there was like a window or a door, I would jump out the window or the
So
door. And
the way the house is positioned on the road, it's a tri-fork. So there's like a road to the north, south, and west.
Yeah.
You hear the sound all around you.
fuck.
Is there still tea?
Yeah, there's still tea.
I would pour myself a tea and just sit down in like the main room.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
The tea is very much tastes like bacon. It is a BLT drink. It's very good.
Are there like rafters?
This
or
cat's
anything?
like meow.
This is a
Like
this is a
supports?
one-story house. There's like simple rafters, but it's too small for you to fit in.
Okay, I just try to hide then. If they're all
Yeah.
around us, I just try to hide.
So you go ahead and make a stealth check normally. Fisco, you're gonna hide as well.
No,
What do you-
Fiska turns to Elza and is like, why are they all hiding? What did we do?
I
Why'd
don't
he
know.
go
I mean,
invisible?
there's footsteps and I don't. I mean, I don't know.
I'm too big to hide, so I'm
Next to
here.
that tea.
Oh,
I pour
I
you
guess
some
pour me
tea
a
too.
cup
Yeah, I
of tea.
poured 3 cups of
Oh.
tea.
Oh, okay. What'd you
would,
get on your stealth check?
I didn't do shit, so
Ichabod.
19.
oh,
Nice. Lauren, what'd you
by the way, I got a 15, but also because of one of my things, in addition, without squeezing, I can move through and stop in a space large enough for a small creature.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Then.
Oh, that's
if you're
amazing.
hiding in the rafters. Go roll with advantage.
Okay.
That's cool. You're like a little cat.
I'm like one of those people that stuff themselves in like a box or something.
Wait,
You know?
yeah, like a cat, but you're like 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
Holy fuck!
He's just
I like in D&D, a small character is 4 feet and under.
Yeah.
I got 15.
So 15. Okay. Yeah. So Ichabod, he's invisible. He's gone. Y'all don't know where he went. Lorian, be it as he's stealthy, you guys. I mean, this is a small room. You do see where you see him clamber up into the rafters and squeeze into a small little square. It's very impressive. The
Drinking
rest of
your
you are
tea.
just.
I
the rest
hope-
of you are just enjoying.
I hope the tea drinkers have good persuasion.
Yeah, you guys are just drinking some tea. The
uh,
marching is getting louder and louder. And they all stop. whatever's out there stops. The marching stops.
Yeah.
Couple minutes. Are y'all looking out? There is like a window to look out of if you want to look out of.
Nah, I'm sitting on
Yeah.
the couch.
You know,
I'm just sitting.
I'll crane my neck over.
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
So when you look out the window, you see there are about you see 10 guard in full plate, 10 guards in full plate, very fine full plate too, and they are all about 20 to 30 feet away from the door, and then you see like a guy, another full plate dressed guy. This is a tiefling. He's got red. He's got these horns. One of y'all seen him before in the town, but this guy, his armor is more elegant than the rest. You see that his weapon is this long great sword, and it looks like everything's just more expensive on him. The rest of the guys, they are armored, but it's like compared to his armor, it's nothing. And you see him walk out of this line of people and begin to approach the door. That's what you see.
Bad news, guys. It's a tiefling who's given us a side eye when we first joined town.
Oh, great.
And his friends. A lot of them.
After she says this, you hear louder footsteps approaching the door, and you hear a quick knock on the door, like a quick 3.
I'll open the door if no one else wants to. I'll get up, tea in my hand, like.
Okay. Yeah. So you see this character in full plate as you open this door.
Nice.
Tiefling. He looks at you up and down.
Hi.
So, Garrett tells us that you've requested an audience with the town speaker.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's right.
didn't think it would require a whole army, though.
Well, this is the newcomer treatment. We did find a dead body.
Yeah.
Barrel,
Uh-huh.
and there was a strange weapon found within town recently.
What was the strange weapon?
Shit.
It was a dark flail.
Oh yeah, that was us.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, wait, hold on. I'm not gonna go anywhere yet. I'm a guest in this house. We brought that from a like dark dwarf or just a giant or something, and that we had that with us, and we put it outside because it was a problem. We didn't want it near us because it was a dark weapon, like you said. Yeah.
Okay, come on, let's go.
Why? Just me?
Town speaker is an impatient man, and you guys are, frankly, eating up his time. So, it would be ill-advised to not follow, as it is kind of seen as a disgrace to the town's customs.
I just have a question, bud. How tall is this dude?
Oh, this
How
guy's
tall
about
is he?
6.5 feet, 7 feet tall. He's pretty big. He's a hulking figure.
Okay. Okay, never mind. But I'm just gonna, like, cross my arms and be like, are we in, like, some kind of trouble? We just wanted to speak to the dude.
Yeah, I speak over him, not over you, after you, and say, I mean, this was like, we haven't seen Garrett or Keegan all morning. Did they run off and run to you? Like, there was no discussion of them, of a conversation. Like, now we're just being bombarded by an army when we're having tea in their home.
Well, Garrett has came to the town speaker with some news of ill adventures on the mountain. Someone saw Keegan drop off a note about a dead body, and you guys are harboring inside their home. This just seems a little...
Oh, so they're also in trouble.
Yeah.
Scat dude, whatever
Scath.
your name.
My name's Scath.
Oh, TH?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay.
She did that on purpose, by the way. But, yeah, so...
That was shitty of her.
I know.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, Scab, we'll get this... What? I just don't understand. We came here trying to be good. We could have just left the... Our dude found the body and was trying to be nice and do the right thing. We just rescued this dude from the mountains, and other shit was happening before we got there, so I don't know what to tell you.
I just I turn to Jayla and I just say, but they're under investigation too. That's the problem. They're pulling us all in.
Scath, you see, as Jayla says, this guy found the body and just motions inward. Scath looks back at his bin and motions toward the house. Guilty by admission. Quite bold.
Wait, what'd she just admit?
Our boys, she said that this guy found the dead body. She said this guy found the dead body.
But she wouldn't be pointing it.
She motioned back with her hand.
I just kind of like not in his direction, but just like this
in the
guy.
house, like in the house, yeah.
Oh,
They don't know.
okay.
They don't
Whatever.
know who's
I
talking.
didn't, no, I mean, I just
They
when
begin to approach.
when they do that, I'll just say, I mean, I'm fine. Let's go.
Yeah,
We
hey,
just wanted answers before we went anywhere. Like we were here as guests having tea, and you suddenly came. But I mean, that's fair.
We'll follow
I'm
you.
willing to comply.
Yeah.
He pulls Jayla, and he doesn't pull y'all. Y'all come out. Y'all stand
Yeah.
outside the building.
Willingly.
Fisker, you in tow.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm hoping Lorian will climb down without
yeah.
being seen.
Well, this guy's about to poke his
Did
head
they
in
see
to
me?
look. This guy's about to poke his head in to look. He's about to roll a perception check.
Oh.
He
Thank
pokes
you.
his head in for a second, looks around. All right, guys, let's take him to the speaker. And he turns around and walks out. Ichabod and Lorian are left in the house.
Me and the homie.
You guys are beginning. You guys. You notice
It's
that
the
as,
least likely.
as you guys
pair.
step out, you notice that there are 10 guards on either side of the building. So there are pretty much in a circle around you at this point. So there's 30 guards in total. And they kind of begin to parade you further into town, and most of the people in town are beginning to poke their heads out and notice. I mean, it's a big city. Targos is a big city, but there is usually it's a special occurrence when there's this many guards escorting someone. So there's a talk of the town going around. People are gossiping and saying stuff, and you notice that most of the guards they will occasionally walk past some of the people, and will actively shove them back inside.
Am I close to the tiefling?
Yeah, the tiefling's in the front leading y'all.
I'm like,
He's not looking backwards at you.
yeah, but I'll speak to him. I'm like, why do you have so many guards? And I'm actually like chuckling. Like, what is this? What are we doing?
It's like not a big town.
No, this is a big town. Targos is a big town.
Regardless, like,
Like,
were you told that there was like a very large group of us who were like menacing and dangerous? This is a really weird situation for just an audience with the speaker.
As he's walking, town speaker Nerther's an important man, and I don't know what you guys are capable of yet. So it's better to be prepared than not prepared. As he begins to keep walking.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Would it be possible for Ichabod to be following at a distance?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I would say realistically you wouldn't have to make stealth checks because you're invisible.
Right.
I would say there probably would be an acrobatics check associated with trying to get past some of the people that are coming out and looking at this
Okay.
ordeal. But I will say you have advantage on it just because you were invisible.
Okay.
If Lauren wanted to follow Lauren, you would have to make a stealth check at Lauren. You'd have to make a stealth check.
The worst part about this is I didn't want to speak to Nerith anymore. I decided I did not want to do this. But I never got a chance to have that conversation.
I got a 17.
On your acrobatics, yeah, you are
Yeah.
just like back at the even skill. You are moonwalking between people.
Oh.
You are actively
I got a 9 and stuff.
falling unnoticed. Lauren, you are attempting to follow these guards, and you run into a crowd of people that kind of block you from moving any further. You see some of the guards take notice of you, but they don't actively engage with you. They take notice of you, but they just think that you're another civilian. They don't know who you are. But you are pretty much separated from the majority of the party and stuff. So you are kind of left behind in your own little world. And do you continue to follow Lorian or no?
Yeah, I would like if there's like a detour between houses or something, you know.
Yeah,
I would try.
So Lauren, you notice that as you are.
I wouldn't put myself in a compromising position.
Yeah, I understand that. You're kind of looking for an alternate route, and you do see that. Yeah. You see the 3 flags sailing. You see Mama Ethel's outside, and she's waving at you. The old lady, she's waving at you.
I guess I'll go over to her.
Okay. You approach her, and we're gonna go back to the main party. You are split from the party technically right now.
Party split from me.
Yeah, you guys are escorted through town, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. It's not a far walk. you realize you kind of realize that Garrett and Keegan live closer inland, but you guys are escorted to and as you get closer to this building, the guards kind of fan out a little bit. They begin to, the numbers begin to shrink as they begin to disperse back into town as they kind of see this see you aren't being over like you're not being really resistant. You're kind of complying a little bit. There's still about 10 people.
We're not shackled, right?
Yeah, you are not shackled. Y'all have y'all's items. There's about 10 people in total, but you guys are escorted to you're escorted to this building. In most of these buildings, as you pass in town, you can see that most of these buildings are being kept up with slowly. They are being slowly refurbished. There's new wood. There are repairs being done. This building that you guys are paraded in front of is not one of those buildings that are constantly under repair. This building has rotten shingles. That kind of dangle off the roof. The steps upward onto the landing are broken just to get into the door. You see the doors kind of half hanging on a bent off door. Fuck, I can't think of the name of it. Hinge. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And you see that there is a very shittily engraved, like very handmade engraving that says the Luskin Arms. And as you guys kind of get pushed into the interior of this building, and as you guys get pushed into the entrance, 5 guards kind of dissipate, and you see that there's 5 guards in there with you. The inside of this building is, it's a sight. The clientele in here are as equally old as the appearance of the building. You see there are a bunch of wrinkly people smoking. You hear a couple coughs in the background. It seems as if there is a thick cloud of smoke hanging in the air as you walk in. It kind of makes it a little harder to breathe. Surprisingly, though, the walls inside of this building are more sturdy than the actual building, as if the walls have been renovated, but the exterior has not.
Mm-hmm.
You do notice that the floorboards are very rotten. There is a bit of a draft that kind of rises out of these rotten floorboards as you hear kind of what Mama Ethel told you the last night, that there are rats that live within the walls and floors. You hear an infestation of rats just climbing in and out of the wall. It's very...
Elazal salivates a little bit, but controls it.
And you see as you are kind of led into this room, you see that there is an older man kind of positioned behind a podium, and you see that it looks like this guy. Very old, very much fits the interior of this building.
Richard Harris.
Absolutely.
And you see that Scaff talks to him for a second. You guys are kind of moved over to a table in the center of the room and sat down. At this point, there are 3 guards around you now. Scaff and 2 other guys climb the stairs, and they go upstairs and they appear to knock on a door and disappear behind it. And you guys are kind of left to just marinate there a little bit. You don't see Keegan, you don't see Garrett, but you are put in the middle of this building, and there are 3 guards around you, and all the clientele in here. None of these old clientele don't really turn an eye at you, but the old person behind the
I already love this dude. He's my grandpa. Like he's
eyeballing y'all. He's got a very smug, he's got like a very egotistical, smug smirk on his face as he's just looking at you. About this time, Ichabod, you see the guards have dispersed, and you are kind of at the entrance of the building. You haven't actually gone inside. Going inside would prompt another stealth roll.
Are there? I'm assuming there are windows.
Yeah, there are windows, and it's funny because most of these windows, the windows they're as shitty as the building itself is. Most of the windows are cracked. The panes themselves are cracked. There is a window that just doesn't have a window pane in it.
He would go stand by that one and watch and listen in.
Yeah, as you kind of station right there, you see inside. You do see the same thing. They see all these old people. You see they are stationed at the middle table. You kind of behind them, so they're about 20 feet further in front of you as you're kind of looking into this window. But you have a very clear view of this room. Yeah, as you guys are sat down and this old guy's just staring at you.
Do I still have my tea? Did I get to bring my tea with me?
Yeah, they didn't.
Okay, I'm still sipping.
Yeah.
You're still sipping on that BLT. We're gonna go back to Lauren. Lauren, you are motioned over by Mama Ethel, and she's just waving at you like this.
I'll walk over.
She's like, "What are you doing, youngin? What are you doing out here?"
They,
She looks like that if you forgot.
If you
There she is.
Never forget.
if you the guards, you must have seen them. They took my compatriots. Do you are they in danger?
Meh.
Meh.
They shouldn't be. They're strong. They didn't do nothing wrong, right? What are they getting charged for?
Nothing yet.
I mean, I don't think they're guilty of anything. There has been, maybe you've heard the rumors, but there's been a murder. A
Oh yeah,
killing.
I know all about that.
Right,
I did that
it's-
before it was even common knowledge.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I actually put that body in that barrel.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
Why?
placed at my on one of my beds in the I was like, I don't want to be caught with this shit.
oh.
Holy shit.
Well, okay. See, you didn't do it though.
Yeah, I didn't. No, I don't. She
Do I
was-
believe her? Is she honest? Is she being honest?
Yeah, make an insight check.
Well, she said it without you saying barrel. She said it.
Yeah. Well, she placed him there, you know. Fuck.
Oh.
Oh well.
I don't trust her.
Good old
anyway. I
Dix.
didn't
We
trust
can't-
her when we met her.
No,
No,
I think I
seriously,
wrote
there.
that somewhere.
We can't get through her.
Dude,
You believe that she's not being upfront. She's being honest. Like, yeah, she.
Right. Should we? Is there something we could do to like prevent them from being charged? Wrongly. Would you know of anything, Mama Ethel? Any
I
ways
don't-
to help them?
I mean, if they earn the town speaker's favor, they should be fine. But, yeah, you have time to help me with something.
Like what? Like what?
Well, you see, one of my sisters is in the town over in Bryn Shander, and I have to take her some spices, and I can't. My old bones, I can't do it by myself. So if your friends, family, whatever they are to you, if they would help, I would pay you, obviously.
They don't really like me that much right now.
Well, family go through different stages.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think they consider me family.
What would you do?
Oh, just we just had a scuffle.
I used to get
You
scuffles
know-
all the time. I get it.
Yeah.
see?
We maybe could do that. Bryn Shander spices.
Yeah, it's just, and she's like, I can show you the sled. It's got it around back.
Ooh, so are there axe beaks as well?
No, this you would have to pull this. I don't have that kind of. I don't have that.
Gotcha.
And frankly, axe beaks are pretty good. They're pretty delicious.
No.
She walks down like a little alleyway to the back of the building, back of the Three Flag Sailing.
I'll just look around, just if we're going into like an alley or somewhere people don't see us, just if there's anything off around here, because there was a murder last night. Or,
Yes,
you
for
know.
sure. Go ahead and do you want to make a? Tell me what you want to make. Investigation, perception. What do you want to do?
I would like to perceive my surroundings. I don't think I'd be able to get down and be like, oh, this is where you bring people to murder them.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
I love this is what he's doing while we're all
Um,
surrounded by people that
I tried to
kill us.
follow. I tried.
Yeah, I don't know if he's winning points.
I'm
I tried
trying
to follow,
figure
so-
out- Hold on, I gotta look at your.
The crowd wouldn't let me through, and I didn't want the guards to be like, "Get that man! He's a monster."
It's
Get
just
him.
funny. It's just
Yeah,
funny.
is it just simple perception, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, go for it.
unless I can do like complex perception.
Yes.
No.
I like that.
I was checking your character sheet, make sure you didn't have any kind of.
Nine.
stuff. Nine?
Well, if I don't think I'd be able to know if she was Fey Fiend or undead, but I would be able to recall information about them better. So,
Go ahead and roll with advantage. Then.
huggies. Well,
Hoggies.
9.
There's 9.
Yeah.
You're not. You see this old lady? She's
She's friendly.
I mean, there's nothing that's like off. I mean, she's old. I guess if you don't like old people, but She seems like a happy
Bog
lady,
witch,
like she's-
bog witch, bog.
She's just
witch.
Oh yeah.
she's just walking. She's kind of giving a little hip and a skip, and she's like, "Come on, honey."
Okay,
goodness.
Mama Ethel. Are we gonna help my friends? I'll just keep walking. I'll talk. We gonna help
They'll
them?
be fine, I'm sure.
Are you? Yeah.
And she looks back at you.
Could
and
you
she's
get
like,
me over there?
She looks back at you and she's like, "I promise, sweetie."
Oh, How much are you paying? Oh, can I see the spices as well? And I'll keep walking.
Yeah, come on, around back. She takes you back, and we're gonna go back to the main party.
I love this very much.
The main party. You guys are sat down for about 10 minutes.
Drinking
10 or
our
so minutes there.
BLTs.
Yeah, as you guys are, what are y'all doing as you guys are kind of sitting here? Are y'all doing anything? Do y'all want to interact with anyone?
Probably just talking to each other. Like,
Okay.
I would just be like, this is weird, right? Like, I just wanted to, like, me personally speak to the man, and this is like, we were escorted by 30 soldiers? That's weird.
You weren't even the one. Oh, you can go. Sorry.
That's a lot of tax money.
Right? Right? I mean, I guess I don't know. Maybe they're looking for money from us. Like, look at this place, right? I don't know. I just sip my tea.
Poor.
Like, I don't even come from a wealthy background, but this is just like, this is something.
Yeah. If you're from down south, it probably looks like a shithole. You're like, this place sucks.
So as you guys are drinking your BLT, and this guy's just like smirking at you. Oh, and this old guy. He's like,
Who's smirking?
that old guy?
Oh, okay, the
guy
old-
that y'all said looks like.
Oh.
He's just looking at you. He's like, "Yeah, I got a weird bunch about you."
Oh, he's there. I'd be like,
Yeah, that's this old guy is like the bar. He's like the patron that runs this establishment. He's not the
Okay.
town speaker.
I'd be like, what's your deal?
Well, he's just looking at you. He just expressed that across the room. He's not like right up on y'all.
Oh, how far away is he?
He's like 30 feet away. 30 to 40. It's not too crazy.
I just like hold up my tea and be like, you ever had BLT?
Yeah.
Oh, you have. Or you haven't? You just don't like the sound of it? I don't know what that is.
I only drink the finest of ale.
Oh, it's not ale.
Oh.
That's all you drink
Yeah.
is it? That's all you drink is ale?
Hey,
You should have water.
I
That's
got
what
some
I would
ice. I got some ice back there that I can melt.
I mean, yeah, that's something.
Why are you so funny looking?
Me?
Why are you
Yeah.
so funny looking?
I'm not. Why are you talking cow?
Did you just call me a cow?
And what if I did?
You don't want to mess with me, dude. I'm not in
Yeah.
the mood.
The town speaker lives in my establishment. I have what I can say whatever I want.
I just respond. I'm like, I mean, I don't know why I'm funny looking. This is just what I am. Like, how do you want me to respond to that question? This is a better question.
Man, what a nice question.
Is it okay? Enjoy your ale. Oh, poor guy.
That's what you get, old man.
He looked so friendly and so like promising, but
30
I don't
minutes.
know. I got grumpy from it.
About 30 minutes kind of goes by as you
Even grumpy.
you still haven't seen anyone kind of reemerge from that room that you saw Scath and 2 other guards go in. And you don't see any more commotion up there. You feel like as if you guys are being marinated right now. You
Yeah.
Just kind of be just waiting here, and you kind of just 30 minutes go by. Lorian, you don't know what's going on with him. You don't know what's going on with Ichabod. Ichabod, what are you doing as they just sitting here?
Has anybody else come in or out?
You've seen a couple other old people come in and out, and in fact, you think you see. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me, actually.
Because if that's the case, then he would try to like slip in the door as somebody was entering or exiting, so
Oh,
it didn't
yeah,
look
for
like
sure.
a door was just opening.
yeah. And if we're sitting there that long, I'll start carving on my horn. Like,
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, yeah, and Jayla's just sit back, relax. Looks real comfortable.
You said perception?
Yeah.
11.
Yeah, you see a couple patrons come in and out. It's nothing too crazy. You do have a good vantage point, and you are able to successfully kind of just like slip in to the establishment.
Okay.
You don't have to make a stealth roll for that. You do it with ease as the door, as you kind of go through the door itself falls off its hinge, the half hinge it was hanging on. So it's not anything too crazy. But when you do get into this room, you see that there is just a huge cloud of smoke everywhere. So you feel as if you need to make if you try to move through, you'll have to make a stealth check at disadvantage, or just at normal, as the smoke would kind of give away your movements a little bit. But other than that, you don't see anything else happen. You just see them kind of coast in. How long does invisibility last, by the way?
I think an hour.
Hour. Yeah.
Okay. So you've only been using it for like 30 minutes right now. So you're
Yeah,
still
let me
good.
double check. Yeah, up to an hour.
Where was the cloud of smoke?
The whole room is filled with this like smoke. There's like it's like a smoky interior.
Oh, like where we are sitting?
Yeah,
Oh,
everything
okay.
is smoky. Yeah,
Gotcha.
everywhere. I should have been more clear about that, but everything's smoky in here.
Well, you may have been. I just didn't hear it.
Yeah, you guys are just sitting there. Nothing's interesting happening. You don't see Keegan. You don't see Garrett. Just kind of sitting here.
I'm just gonna pipe up like, it's okay, guys. This is kind of normal. They're trying to make us feel worried. And
That's what I was gonna ask.
us
Like, are they trying to
anxiety.
break us, or like
You say that, and one of the guards is like, "Quiet, you."
who? Which one?
There is a tall, lanky elf, very pimply face. You can tell he's very much a teenager, and he's very scrawny. Quiet, you.
I'm gonna stand up and be like, why? And just kind of hover over him.
He bucks up as he's like, "Cause I've been paid to tell you to."
What's the harm in us talking?
Stranger danger.
Oh, well, that
I don't
doesn't
know
make
you. What's your name?
sense.
What's your name?
What's your name?
My
You're
name's
not-
Ronald.
Ronald? Oh, I'm sorry.
How am I doing? Am I doing a good job?
Well, I mean, you're.
Oh, yeah.
You're doing all right, Ronald.
Oh, thanks.
I'm just like.
Uh,
I'm like. Have you ever had BLT?
What the hell is that?
It's a breakfast tea. It's like bacon, lettuce, and tea, but like,
Oh.
yeah, you get like it's like a protein shake but tea at the same time. I mean, yeah. I have a little bit left.
It takes a sip. Takes a bite out of the cup.
Oh no! Don't eat the cup. Why would you eat the cup?
It's made out of bacon, remember?
Yeah, the cup is made.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Sorry.
He like you say don't eat that. He like
Yeah, that was my cup.
Spits
No,
it back into that
no,
cup?
don't do that either. That was my cup. Not your.
he puts
no.
the cup back on the table. Quit trying to distract me, and he goes back to trying to act guardly. You can
Just
tell
gonna
that.
pat him on his shoulder and go sit back down.
You notice that with this small interaction, you notice that this guard is a very much a lanky teenager. You notice that the other guard is very much a lanky, like they are new
Yeah.
guards. We go back to Lauren. Lauren, you are
Me and the
heading
homie.
around the corner. You're following Mama Ethel. She's just kind of like
She's gonna
her walk is like beginning to like kind of like become a strut more. As it's like it seems as if age is beginning to melt away from her body. And she like turns around.
This-
Ha, ha. Huh? Yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna. I would just if she's suddenly losing her limp.
Well,
what
it's
I
like
did
she's
notice-
like she's not limping as bad. Like she's still old.
okay.
So she's still limp, but it's not like before. Like seems as if she's got a little bit more of a pep in her step.
Is there anyone around here?
Mama Ethel.
Just anyone besides her?
She's gonna murder you.
You look to your right and you see your reflection in a window. That's about it.
Goddamn.
I guess I'll just
Wait a minute. No, I'm not there. I can't say anything.
I'll just be like this. You know, I may have believed her that she didn't kill them, but it's kind of like this is a little shady. So I'll just like be ready with my weapon. I won't have it in my hand, but you know, she I don't know, tries anything on me, then
Okay.
then I'll
You got-
be
yeah, I totally understand. See, you're ready in like an action or
Oh,
something?
I'll also do like a little. I'll look at my shield. I'll turn my shield to face me for a second, so I can
Okay.
see his face,
Attack
and
her.
then I'll like utter kind of like a small prayer, you know, like Obenian watch over me or something like that, or guide me. And then yeah, if she takes a hostile, if she attempts to take like a hostile action towards me, I'll fucking smack her.
Okay.
Like just smack.
No, with my war pick.
Gotcha.
Protect me from this old lady.
She,
So
Yes.
your shield just whack.
she turns around and she's like, "Ta-da!" And she's like motioning towards the sled, and she looks over. What are you doing?
Oh, just praying.
Oh, who are you praying to?
Just I'll show her my shield. Do you recognize the?
Oh, no Banyan.
Yeah, he's. Yeah.
I was never a fan. But anyways.
Oh. Well,
No, a no Fanion.
yeah.
Well, this is the cart. She shows you the cart.
Nathan, I do it for you.
It is a normal size sled. There is a kind of a tarp thrown over it. You can't really see what's underneath the tarp, but it's a full size sled.
Can I check the merchandise?
Oh, I mean, it's just spices, but sure.
Oh, right. So I'll take the tarp off.
Okay.
Is it a box or what is it?
Yeah,
Sure.
there's like boxes and barrels beneath the tarp. Yeah.
I'll try and open one.
Oh, which one do you want? What do you want to open? There are like four or five barrels. There's a couple. There's like 3 boxes. You see, there's some potato sacks.
Whatever the most. I'll look for something that looks like it's the most hidden.
Okay.
Potatoes.
I will say go ahead and make an investigation check. And then we'll see what happens.
I cannot fucking.
Yeah,
I can't do
my
that.
rolls have been
I got-
garbage tonight too.
I got a 10.
Okay. You begin to you kind of look through the potato sacks a little bit. There's potatoes. You see red potatoes. You see some purple tomatoes. You see some regular potatoes. They look like potatoes. But she sees you going. She's like, "What? Are you hungry? I can go cook you something."
I'm just doing my due diligence, making sure I know what is on the cart, so people don't steal it on the way over.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So about payment. What's y'all's going rate? I don't really do this often. My sister doesn't really ask for help.
How far are you going?
Bryn Shander is about I want to say it's.
I got a highballer.
Yeah,
Bryn
absolutely.
Shander's about 3 miles from Targo, so it's about 6 hours of traveling via snowshoe.
We and how much did a full axe beak?
50.
50. How much did a full? How many do we need? We need what?
So
6?
I originally said that it would take 2 axe beaks to pull a sled. I think that was incorrect of me, but I'm going to stay by my word. So it's going to take 2 axe beaks to pull a sled. That's just a sled of cargo. That's not if anyone's on it. If there's people on this sled or anything like
100
that.
GP
it's gonna
plus
be,
people. Yeah.
It's going to be about 4 axe beaks to pull that
Ew.
big of a load. But 2 axe beaks can pull like a cargo sled, like just a sled with the stuff on it.
Do we expect any trouble on the way to?
I mean, unless you're going to go looking for it. I mean,
No, I mean, it's just dangerous up here sometimes.
You're telling me. I think I'm here cooking.
We are a going rate for merchandise is usually 200 gold.
She like, you must think I shit gold.
Well,
Can I
Do
talk
you?
you down to maybe like 150?
180.
You sure we can't just meet at like 150?
I really like 185.
Let me make a persuasion check.
Oh, come on.
I thought you were gonna say, "Do you accept Venmo?" Oh, I saw the "fuck me" on your lips.
I got a 9. Unless I get advantage because she likes me. I'm like her grandchild.
185. It's still a little too expensive. I'll say we can meet at like 155.
165.
Listen, honey, I can talk to some other people.
Okay. Well, you got it. 155.
155. She goes to stretch her hand out to handshake, give you a handshake.
Ooh,
Does it-
ooh,
does it-
ooh, ooh.
Does it smell of anything?
Go ahead and make a perception check. You can make it with advantage if you want.
It was like blood. 9.
13.
The
Does it smell of anything?
I love watching facial expressions. It's my favorite.
You smell potatoes. You smell purple potatoes. You smell potatoes. You smell yellow potatoes.
Smells.
Does she smell of anything?
She doesn't smell really good. She smells very unpleasant.
Hmm.
There's this like underlying musk of just foul dirtiness. You can't really put your nose on it too well. You smell it. I mean, when she reaches her hand out, you see that there's some dirt and stuff underneath her fingernails.
What do her eyes tell me?
Ooh.
Is she like super like, oh yeah, fucking shake my hand? Insight?
Yeah, go for it.
Come on, baby.
Oh, my Ethel's too good at this game.
I can't. You can't keep fucking me.
The dice do what they want to do.
I know. They want me to make a deal. What'd you say? Insight?
Insight, yeah. You did insight.
I got 15.
What'd you originally ask? If you believe her or
What I asked, what do her eyes tell me?
Oh, her eyes, they're very warm and welcoming. There's nothing off-put about them. She's very much an elderly lady. She's not fully on her rocker. That's obvious, but she's not. Her eyes don't put off any kind of coldness, if that's what you're looking for. She looks like she's made deals like this before. Like she's like had.
I was looking if she's like super like she's like
Oh,
super
she's
like, oh yeah, shake my hand, boy.
No, her demeanor does. Her eyes don't look anything like that.
She's a fucking professional.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say, are you all right? Do you see you? Forgive me for saying, you smell of odor.
Beef and cheese.
You say she smells of odor, and she like kind of looks at you a little bit. Her eyes narrow a little bit, and we're gonna go back to the other guys.
Are you okay? You smell of odor.
Well, they normally don't smell like that.
No, it's good.
It's not the old lady smell, you know.
About 45 minutes have transpired while you guys have been waiting here. Ichabod, you're still invisible. And about this time, the door upstairs does kind of creak open, and you see Scath.
You're gonna make me have a conversation after that.
You do see Scath does stick his head out just to look at you guys, and he smirks a little bit. He looks back into the room and says something, and he descends the floor, and you see that as he comes out of this room, there are 5 other individuals that kind of follow at a brisk pace behind him. He's not overly walking too fast, but they are obviously like being rushed out somehow. The first individual, so there are 5 people coming down total. So the first individual is Scath, that red tiefling, still adorned in his heavy armor. He hasn't taken anything off, or he hasn't changed his demeanor or appearance. And then behind him were the 2 human guards that had originally went up with them. There's 1 male, 1 female, about mid-30s, mid-40s, kind of in that range. They both are adorned in the same suit of armor, dingy though, not as impressive as Scath. And there are 2 people behind those 2 humans. You see that there is another smaller, kind of like kid sized person, but then you're like, okay, that's a dwarf. There's a dwarf being led out as well. And then the last person is a very strange looking individual. You see this like tall Aarakocra. Their legs pretty much make up 3/4 of their entire body, while the remainder is kind of taken up by a very long neck. They look strangely kind of identical to Fiska, except for there's a small patch of red feathers on the top of their head, and they kind of look like this bird. I couldn't find a picture of a bird that looked like that, but they kind of look like that bird. And they are walking down the stairs, and you see followed behind that Aarakocra, you see that there is another human. This one much older man. He's got he's got rings on each of his fingers. Very much wealth. He presents wealth. He's got a very manicured beard and a mane of hair. And most of you can kind of tell that this kind of overall output of appearance is a sign of wealth or power, especially here in Icewind Dale. And as they're kind of descending the stairs, you hear them two having a conversation. The well-groomed man with the rings, he's like, "Now, Lonzy, we don't have many able-bodied guards that can fly, so I would like for you to kind of patrol the skies on your shift. You know, granted, only if the weather is mild. Don't want you to get hurt. Otherwise, you should stay kind of planted on the ground. You know, and above all else, what's the number one thing that you should remember while you are up there?" And this Urakoka is like, "Well, if I see a red or yellow snake, maybe I shouldn't probably eat it. You know, those are your pets, Nerth." And Nerth's like, "Hey, that's correct, son. Correct. Now make sure you study those patrol routes." And he like taps on the piece of parchment he's carrying. "These are key and vital to the safety of our town, son. Don't let them go. Don't give them to anybody else. I'm trusting these to you. Don't let the other recruits push you around either. You know, they can be dicks a little bit. We're all equals here in Icewind Dale, especially in Targos." And he slaps him on the back, and you can all kind of passively insight tell that this guy just said that with so much bullshit, as he had all these rings on his fingers. He had this very much overall elegant appearance. And the bird, the Urakoka's like, "Yes, sir. I will have these memorized as fast as I can." And the Urakoka, not noticing the people situated at the table, they do prance outside with this parchment in hand. And as they get to the door frame, they kind of like stop for a second, and they give kind of like a little quick head twitch towards y'all's table, but then they keep moving outside of the building. And Fiska, you recognize this as your kid. This is Lonzy. Lonzy, I don't know why I typed Lonzy.
Your child?
Lonzy. You haven't seen them in 10 years. They used to be a lot smaller, a lot more scared and shy. And this is kind of an overall outgoing, like extroverted, like they have a job, they have goals now. Like before, they weren't really like that. And as
they were a child.
and as they head out of the table, you see them disappear. And then this well-manicured man, he looks over to you all, and he's like, "So, you guys are the troublemakers, I see." Huh.
Can I instantly interrupt him?
Go for it, yeah. Tell you whatever.
Can we define troublemakers, please?
Well, you mean you strangers came into town. Some crazy things have been happening if you haven't seen. This is better conversation had upstairs. Come on, follow me. And he turns around and goes up to upstairs, walking into the double door, kind of disappearing behind the double doors. And you notice that all the guards that were still inside Scaff and the two small, ganky humans, they like motion like upwards upstairs to y'all. They like motion it.
I just look to Fiska and Jayla, and I'm like, what's our option here? Oh, you're muted.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. I guess.
No one's really listening to us. Just keep talking over us.
So far, hopefully this is the where they listen. Well, we'll see.
Hopefully we have people. Hopefully Ichabod and Lorian are on it.
Well, yeah.
Wink. Oh.
I'm getting a lawyer right now.
So are you guys following up?
Yeah. I mean,
what are you doing?
Fiska takes a long sip of her BLT, and you notice that it's been empty for a very long time.
I'm pretty sure all of ours have been empty for a long time.
Oh, I ate the cup on the way over.
Yeah.
You guys, everyone go. So Elizel, Jayla, Fiska, do you go upstairs as well? You fall into the room. Ichabod, what are you doing? Are you going? Trying to
is there a way, like, kind of like stick to the wall and go around?
And if he's close to me, I can see him
without disturbing the smoke.
You could very much walk against the wall to kind of try that, but there's only one. There's no like other alternate path around. Like you if you're on the wall, you would have to like go still around the bar kind of area. Like you'd still have to kind of move through the center of the building. There's no way to stick to the outskirts.
Okay.
Like the staircase is built into the wall, like around.
How much time do I have left on the invisibility? Anyway?
You have about 15 minutes. It's only been about 45 minutes since you've been here.
So. He would Because they don't want to just like poof into existence. Walk
Well,
outside. Walk outside real quick. Remove invisibility. Go inside, and then just fall in line behind Fiska,
Okay.
and hope that nobody would think anything of it.
Make a stealth check for me just to see if
Okay.
you can like disappear.
I like
Right.
that.
Ah, shoot. 8.
Yeah. So as you kind of step outside, you see that bird. That's kind of it's wearing armor. It's just very oversized. It looks very clunky. But you see as you like step outside to go turn invisible, like it's the only one that's kind of still remaining. There's no other people around. But you go outside and it's like, oh boy, these I can't wait to learn these routes. These are so awesome. And they just like push their beak further into the page, kind of like poking a hole through it, and they're like, oh.
Oh.
And it's like they're like wrestling the page off their nose on the outside, and they slip and fall down. And they don't notice you go back to be invisible, and you head in, and you head up the stairs, and you go up the stairs as well. And the old bar guy, he's like, "Hey, where you going over there? What are you doing?"
That was good. I love it.
Ichabod just
I'm with them.
just like waves him off.
Hey, wait, where you go? Come back in! And you like kind of like push past them, and Scath and the guards kind of before they. Well, I guess everyone's already inside the door already. So you as the door is slowly about to close, you kind of get to the door frame, and you see that Scath is there trying to shut the door. And he's like, "Yes, can I help you?"
I'm with them.
He looks,
Remember?
Scath looks back at the rest of the people. Is he with you? I think I would remember the scarf-wearing guy.
Talking to us?
Yeah, he's
I've been
talking to
here the
Jayla.
Yeah.
I've been here the whole time.
I look back. I'm like, yeah, he's with us. He's been here the whole time.
Oh. Alright, come on. And he like steps aside. Then he shuts the door, and we go back to Lorian, as you guys are all in.
Hell yeah.
Lorian, what was your perception check again? 15?
15, I think. I was also gonna follow up with like, I could make you some like perfume or something.
Oh, you just because you told her that she smelled or whatever, right? Yeah.
Right. Yes, and with alchemist supplies. Yes, with alchemist supplies, I can make perfume.
She's gonna make an insight check on you on that. As her eyes kind of narrow down and she's looking at, she's gonna make an insight check against you.
Wait, what does she want from me? I could.
Well, she's trying to determine if you can make a perfume or not.
She wants the anti-swamp.
She rolled really high, so.
Oop. Oh.
What, do I have to roll? What persuasion?
Persuasion or deception, whichever one that you feel is stronger in this situation.
What if I don't want to, but I can?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I probably didn't beat it. I got a 10 persuasion.
What if I don't want to, but I can?
She narrows her eyes. Can you really make me a perfume?
Yeah, I can make you perfume. I actually like.
No. Yeah, you
Huh?
can't make that shit. You don't know how to do that.
Yes, I can. I've been trained.
She reaches into a potato sack and pulls out like some ginger, some paprika, and some pepper, and she's like, "Here, make a perfume."
Okay. Well,
Do you have any geranium or elderberry?
just right here, or
I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously, it's just us. I mean, if I stink that bad, I mean, I need to disguise it, right?
I'll take my pack off. I'll pull out my alchemist supplies, and I'll just start making some perfume.
This is amazing.
Okay, well, how long is that gonna take?
I don't know how. It's really. It's like five. It's only 5 gold value. So I hope the shit she gave me. 5 gold.
Okay, well, I gotta go put another potato sack on the sled. I'll be right back. She begins to like wander to.
Oh, she
wander
left you
back-
alone though.
She begins to wander away a little bit.
I'd
You see her disappear around the corner of the house.
I'd get it started. Just leave it like something on the microwave or something. So you go do something else while it's on the microwave, and then I guess I'll try to look. I'll take another look in the cart or something.
Okay, make another investigation.
I don't know. Is there anything else around me?
It's just a sled back there. There's no other kind of sheds. or anything that you can. Go ahead and make a perception check. Actually.
Where is he right now? Is he outside or?
Yeah, he's outside.
Okay.
At the back of the building.
Could I use my nose?
Yeah. What is it? Did it give you anything bonus? Or
You said last time I used my nose, you gave me advantage.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
I'm ready for her to just be a normal old woman.
I love it.
I got perception?
Yeah.
Investigation?
Perception check to see if there's anything else that you haven't seen yet. You don't see anything besides the sled, but you could have overlooked something.
I got a 23.
You do see that there is a small wooden hatch about 30 or 40 feet away from the sled.
Ooh. Time is of the essence.
I will, sure, yeah. I will, I'll go over there. I'll see if I can open it.
Yeah, it's unlocked. It pulls open.
Jacob's stressing.
I left my alchemy supplies there. Oh God. Okay. They're expensive. And then
you start to hear her say, "Okay, I'm back. I'm coming back." She's like, you hear her like starting to come back around the corner.
I try to stealthily get down there, and what? I'm gonna start getting some soap out, and I'm gonna rub it against myself, and hopefully it'll mask my scent.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
Have you ever seen those TikToks where it's like one person's like freaking out and it's got like that crazy music, and then it goes to another one and it's like dun dun something.
Would I have
like
advantage for any reason because I'm rubbing the soap on me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
He said yes.
It's a creative. It's a creative.
I just see Jacob's bangs like he's like.
I got 16.
Yeah, you feel like you did a decent enough job.
And I'll go and I'll try to I'll close it really quietly.
Yeah, and you open it up. Do you have dark vision or no?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
With this guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
You open it up. You see that it looks like a straight diagonal shaft that goes down about 60 feet. Like it's just like a staircase going down 60 feet. You close it, and then you hear the lady come around the corner. Hey, where'd it go?
My alchemist shit is still there.
And she hear her go over there and she's like, what a waste of paprika.
Oh no.
And you are, you feel as if you have stealth good enough. You kind of look back and you just see this stairwell that descends about 60 feet. And it kind of like, it looks like it descends and then it turns into a tunnel that goes further down.
I'm just thinking, what the fuck am I doing? What the fuck and I keep walking. What the fuck
I love it. Like, what's your other option, right?
You,
I had thought about it a little bit while you guys were going, and I was like, I could just say no because my group isn't here.
But it's D&D. Do it.
And then I'll go down the hallway. I'll keep an eye out for anything in the stone, thing to pull.
It's a very much a smooth, very smooth tunnel. It looks like it's been crafted. It looks like it's been dug with very much some precision. You do see, as you go down 60 feet, that this tunnel goes about 100 feet, and then it looks like there is a small orange glowing light at the end of the tunnel.
I'll kind of like try to fast walk over there. Where I'm like, oh, I don't want to be too loud, and I'm like, oh, but I gotta kind of go a little faster.
Yeah, you successfully you power walk over there, and as you're walking over there, the orange light begins to get a little bit brighter. You do smell some very delicate, like very decent scents through wafting through the tunnel. And as you're approaching, you're getting a little bit closer. You kind of see that the light begins to illuminate the room a little bit better, and then we're gonna go back to the rest of the guys. You guys are inside of this very lavishly decorated room. This room has been taken with the utmost care. The quality that has gone into the craftsmanship in this room is amazing. There's a personal fireplace, which is ridiculous to think of in a terrible house or establishment as this one. You see that there are some expensive-looking metal cages on the far wall that have this red, yellow, and green winged snake-like animal inside of it. You see that there's a small dining table adorned with various cheeses and meats, centered in the middle of the room, very much putting off the presence of wealth. There's a small bookshelf packed and overflowing with books that kind of hugs very close to that fireplace as well. And you see that Garrett and Keegan are both, they're just sitting inside the room, eating cheese, and they look at me. Oh, hey, guys.
Hi.
You rats, you narcs.
Garrett's like, what are you talking about?
Why are we here?
Speaker Nerith looks over at Garrett and says, well, these are the ones that can attest to your sayings of but the people that fell ill on the mountainside. Correct? And Garrett's like, yes, they saved my life, so. And Nerith looks over, well, that's wonderful. I don't know why we had to scare y'all, but I find it's always funny to do scare tactics in this town. These people are so on edge ever since Oral's winter came in town. It's crazy, right? And he's kind of looking at you.
I cut him off. I'm like, it's pretty fucking hilarious. So were we? This is what we were waiting for, right? The people in cages and our friends sitting at a table eating cheese, and is this is your grandiose display of power? Okay.
I know everyone in Targos, but I don't know you guys. I don't
know
what
well, we're not from Targos.
Where are you from?
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? I wish I knew.
Well, I just, if Garrett's word is true, he said you save people, he feels guilty about it, and I told him not to worry about it, people die all the time. I thought that if you guys saved this man, you guys you should get compensation for that.
So why didn't you send them back home to say, hey, Speaker whatever your fucking name is from Targos, okay, cool, Nerith, he has some cheese and meats for you.
Well, that doesn't sound like something you guys would probably want to come to, right? I mean, it's not.
Well, but we were told
what's going on in this town.
No, but
let me speak. You don't come into my house.
No,
I'm giving you a gift of my presence.
We were forced to come
and accept the gift.
We were forced to come into your house. We didn't come into your house. We were forced. Hey.
I control the town, so I can do pretty much whatever I see fit.
That's wonderful. All I was saying was we were told that we could have a voice, we could have a talk, and then we were forced. And it's not appreciated, the Force.
Also, I don't appreciate your boy Scat.
He's a bit of a workhorse. But I see what you're saying, blue guy.
Okay, blue guy. My name's Elazal. You could ask for a name.
Well, see, this is why we had this meeting, so I can figure out who you are and the kind of person you are.
So instead of blue guy, say, what's your name?
I think you need to respect the permission that I have granted you.
Okay, cool. Audience. Cool place, cool building. You're doing real great here. Go ahead.
He looks over to the rest of you. This guy's testy. Ooh, it's feisty. I like him.
I mean...
Anyways, bringing around my point of compensation for returning Garrett to the town, if you're not interested in, per se, getting paid for that, I can appreciate humble adventurers as you. But the whole thing about me forcing, I get what I want, so I make sure I get what I want. It's what you can do when you have power, especially up here in Icewind Dale. And he says that, and he waves his hand back at Scath. And Scath kind of walks up with the you see that he kind of goes to the back cabinet and opens a cabinet, like a wardrobe kind of thing cabinet. He opens up and you see that there is that Charlotte and Flail inside of it, and he grabs it. And he Nerith's like, do you know why this was found outside of their household? They don't really know, and I trust Garrett, and Keegan's a great guy. But they don't really know what's going on with it, and so I thought, maybe these adventurers that were coming into town so hot-headed and ready to take on the world would know.
So your men didn't tell you what we told them?
Not yet, but it's okay.
Oh.
I'll trust whatever he tells me.
You had a whole 45 minutes.
Yeah. And
he came up here
30
about
and 30 men.
Routes. Well, sometimes Scath forgets to when he gets excited about new guards and new recruits in town, especially ones that are so unique that can fly. And he says that, and he looks over to Fiska. It's kind of quite a strange arrangement, wouldn't you say?
A bird flying? Yeah, it's strange. So we found this weapon on a weird purple dude who was fighting a dwarf, and the dwarf wanted it, and we said no, and we took it, and it wasn't good news, and so we took it from the person who was wielding it that it wasn't good news for, and we tried to hide it, and we did a terrible job at hiding it, obviously, because you found it. The end.
Oh, a purple dude and a dwarf. You know, I've been hearing strange goings about these purple. I think it's a purple dwarf or something like that. Along the lines of Scath, could you remind me? This guy's like, it's purple dwarfs, yeah. There's purple dwarves. There's been the town speakers have kind of been noticing strange going-ons about, especially weapons made of this unique quality, this rare metal. Supposedly, there's been a couple people that I've seen these purple dwarfs coming in and out of town willy-nilly just stealing it. So I was kind of hoping that you guys would know why.
We're
How
new.
the fuck would we know?
Yeah, we're new.
Well,
We've
it was
literally
in
been here like
possession.
4 days. No, we.
Nice window.
Yeah, thank you. We didn't get much information.
Well, I've been in Nice Window a while, but
Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
Where do you come from?
Yeah.
Dugan's Hole.
Ah. He kind of looks at Scath with a side eye. Oh. I could never really get into the people over there, but I'm proud of you for sticking. It's a lovely place. Don't get me wrong, but. Ugh.
People are nice and weird, but didn't go there for
But
the
there's
company.
so much inbreeding that happens there. Why would you surround yourself with the muddling of?
Didn't go there for company.
Elizal's just like, is this really where we're going with this conversation?
Yeah, we need to get back on track.
So I was assuming that you knew where this came from since you had it in your possession, or it was in the vicinity. I'm just kind of deciding for you it was kind of y'all's, and you kind of already said something about it.
Yeah,
so-
we found it. We're adventurers. We found it on a person. We had it in our possession. It wasn't doing us good, so we tried to hide it for the night to take a nap, and then you busted down a door, basically,
We didn't bust down the
to
door.
interrupt. I mean, come on.
I
Come
told my
on.
men to approach peacefully. Scott, what did you do to these people?
He was kind of a jerk.
Peacefully.
30 to 40 men at a door is busting out a door, whether or not you do it
Well,
physically.
yeah, you don't see strange individuals like you anytime soon. Like, that guy's got a scarf on inside with a fireplace. What's going on with that?
Do you do that for every strange
is
person
fair.
in your town?
I know everyone in my town.
But do you send out your whole army for all of them?
Especially if they have, connections with dead people on a mountain and a strange weapon. And, you guys look like a rough bunch of cadets. So, yeah. You guys look like you could kick some ass, so I just
look
get rid
rough.
of- Well, you...
Why don't you just call for
Ties
us?
her handkerchief tighter.
I just feel like we could approach this situation a little differently.
A little bit. This is aggressive. That's.
Well-
I mean,
But can you
There's only one
do
there,
what you
but I had to
want?
make an impression.
okay. Go ahead.
get out what
What's
you
your
want.
impression? What do you got?
Well, you, for one, I saw you. Scath said there was a weird cat that came into town, and I was like, what? Who do I know that knows a weird cat? So I sent a letter over to Bryn Shander, and, I got some feelers out there. I found out, I know what you are, pal, and he goes to, poke you on your chest.
Well, why do you have to be so aggressive about it? I mean, I've been trying to figure that out my whole life. You could say it more friendly, like, holy shit, I know what you are.
That's a little rude. You see
No,
that,
the way you
see
went
that-
about it is rude.
You see that as he says that, you kind of you have the passive insight to know that this guy, spoiled brat, for one,
Yeah.
gets his way when he wants,
Yeah.
power hungry, power greedy, and he has connections, so he doesn't really care who he offends.
I say to him, I'm like, you know what? I have been searching my whole life to figure out what I am. I don't want to hear it from you. I literally don't want to hear it from your mouth.
He pulls a letter. So, do you want this letter, or should I burn it? And he goes to the bush and towards the
Let me
bottom.
ask you a question. Why do you have that letter?
Oh, well, I figure I did some research to see what you were,
Why?
and well, I like to be in the know when I need to know, and I need to know who's in my town.
Burn it.
Do you want? Oh, okay. He just tosses it in the fire and doesn't look away. Well, that was a waste of money to fill out couriers.
I'm glad you wasted your money. I don't like you.
Oh, that's okay. 1 gold doesn't mean shit to me. But you, and he points at Jayla.
Mhm.
So, what's your deal?
What do you mean?
Well, you look like you kick some ass.
I definitely could.
That's cool. What about you? And he points at Fiska. What do you do?
I fly.
I'm a fisherman.
Yeah.
I'm a fisherman up in Tourmaline.
Oh, thank you for your service to providing food for the economy and keeping us, keeping us going. Thank you.
Can I ask you an honest question?
Sure.
If you had a letter telling you what I am and who I am and what I do, why did you ask me? Like, why are we brought in here for this?
I like to talk. I like to chit chat. I like to make a show.
Oh, well, I
Do
mean...
you not have friends?
Oh, I have plenty of friends. Look at all these people. He motions to the guards, and some of the guards are like, they like struggle a little bit.
Okay, so but ultimately, why are we here? What do you want from us? What do you want? Like, do you want us to do something? Do you want to imprison us? Like,
No.
Oh.
I wanted to pay you, but you guys don't seem like you want money, so
well, we weren't told we were getting money from you until you.
We were under the impression that
Gaff? Why didn't they know about this? I don't know. They're lying.
he's a fucking jerk.
We weren't given the idea that you were gonna pay us for anything. We went up there and did our job.
He pulls out a decently fat stack of coins and plops it on the table, and it shifts a little bit. Well, 3 people died, so he pulls some coins out of that's kind of a setback. That sucks. But you did bring back 1 person. He puts 2 coins back in.
So while we're here, speaking of the people who died,
Yes.
I was told that you might have information about why they died. Not that you did it. I'm not implying anything. However, while we were up there, what do you know about the visage of an owl? A large owl. Not an owl. A large owl. Like 8-9 feet tall.
He pulls out a piece of parchment, begins to write on it a little bit, scribbles a bunch. A large owl. One of the town speakers, and we're gonna cut back over to Lauren. Lauren, you
Okay, I will be right back while you're cutting over.
Lauren, you are in this tunnel. This tunnel opens up to a grander room. You see that there's a bunch of spices, you see a bunch of dead rodents, a bunch of dead vermin. You see a bunch of like dried meat, just a bunch of spices and stuff just kind of hanging above a big old cauldron that's just bubbling with water.
I knew it. Okay. I knew there was going to be a cauldron. I predicted it. So I did write down a spell. Well, that's what I was doing. I was getting ready for a spell.
Okay.
But I'll look around first. I'll take a look.
Yeah, you
Perception?
Investigation, perception. It's either or.
Sure. Not great. 10?
It looks like just exactly what I described. You don't see anything more, anything less. You don't see any people. You don't see anything. It looks just like a cooking room with a big cauldron in it.
Okay. Is the cauldron perhaps bubbling and boiling, and it looks a strange color?
Yeah, you go up to it, and it's like a very frothy green, kind of water inside of it.
Gotcha.
There are ingredients floating above on top, kind of going in and out, kind of the way how convection works.
Would there be like a big stirring stick, perhaps?
Yeah, there's a big ladle on the side hanging on the wall.
I'll pull out Magman's tongue.
Okay.
And I'll drop his tongue in there. I'll drop his tongue in there.
You drop this tongue into this soup. It just hits, just sinks to the bottom of it.
And
the
then
flames on the bottom of the cauldron kind of just turn to like a faint blue. Like they go from an orange to a blue, and then they go back to an orange. And you see like a little smoke come off of the cauldron, and that's about it.
Okay, and then I will start stirring it, and I will recite my spell.
Okay, what is your spell?
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Through winter's cold march the four and bold. The dragon's tongue tastes lands far flung. To prevent certain disaster, bring me sight of the draconic master. And I'll keep stirring. That's my spell. And it's Magman's tongue. It was branded.
If you don't have inspiration, take an inspiration. That's really good. I will.
I was like, what magical item do I have? Because I thought she would have a cauldron. So I was like, what ingredient do I have that I can use? And I was like, I have Magman's tongue. It was branded with dragon on it.
You say this spell. You do this incantation, and as you're saying these words, you get a flash of an image in your mind. You see it's the spine of the world, which is this large mountain range to the far southern-eastern portion of Icewind Dale. You see this mountain range, and it's kind of like a zoom-in view. You like zoom in every time. You see mountains. It zooms in. You see kind of rolling hills within the mountains. You zoom in further. You go through these twists and turns of glacial pathways, and you flash in again. And there's a square, just a perfectly square stone structure, very, very much so a civilized sort of building, right? You flash in further, and you see 3, 4, 5 of these purplish dwarves, these Durgar. You see flash in further, you see about 10 more, 20 more. You flash in again, you see about 100 more. You flash in again, you see a throne that's empty. It flashes in again, you see a big forge where about 50 or so of these Durgar are just hammering away. And it flashes in on you see more shards of Charlin that are being formed into plate. You zoom in further, you see the open maw of some sort of creature made of this charlatan, as it looks like Durgar putting it on, and then it flashes in again, and you see a much older Durgar. He's got a crown of pure charlatan on his head. He looks wise beyond age. He's regal. He embodies kingliness, and you see, as you flash in on this, you see he somehow manages to make eye connection with you, as if he noticed some sort of scry or some sort of divination type stuff, and you're pulled back out of this this quick spell vision.
So, okay, just to recap, which direction did my vision get pulled? Was I able to tell?
You would have known that it was pulled towards
At this time,
the southeastern mountain range of the spine of the world. There wasn't you know that you were in this large mountain range, but you don't know exactly where. You just saw from above. You just zoomed in, like you were zooming in on the camera further and further in. So it's about the mountain range was to the southeast.
And I saw them putting, like, mining and putting, and then like forging charlatan onto, like, would I assume this is a scaled beast? Like, would I assume it'd be a dragon? The draconic master that I spell?
It looks something like that, yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Whew, that worked, guys. I'm a wizard now. I'm more like I was gonna say a witch, but...
About that time, you hear small footsteps beginning to approach from the hallway that you came into previously.
I'll look for somewhere to hide. I can fit into small spaces without squeezing, and I can stay there.
The only thing you really see is maybe the pot would offer a good hiding spot.
That was my automatic thought. Yeah, the cauldron.
Jump in the cauldron?
Get in.
Well, it's still filled, isn't it?
Yeah, there's still water in it. The cauldron probably would be the only realistic hiding spot. You could try to hide behind it. But as these little small footsteps are happening, we go back over to the scene with the rest of the party. As you guys are inside of this this meeting room with Nerith. A snowy owl. A large snowy owl. Sorry, let me get this fact straight. I haven't really personally seen it, but there have been some townspeakers that have seen strange doings in the wilderness. There are accounts of large owls, large birds bigger than they should be. There are just strange tellings of very weird aerial beings. Some say that they've seen a large owl with horns on them. Some say they've seen dead bodies that have like these weird symbols on their forehead. Some people say they've seen just pure light, orbs of light walking into the winter. There are a lot of, I personally have never seen this kind of stuff, but it sounds like what you're talking about.
So there's enough reports that it's common at this point.
Well, it depends on the caliber of the reports. Usually, I don't personally think these people are truth seekers or truth tellers, but the other town speakers do reinforce these ideas that this is becoming more common. Frankly, I've never seen it here in Targos, but if this is an occurrence that you've spotted, I will truly take it with the utmost importance.
Yeah, if it's not in Targos, it sounds like they're not in a town yet, right? They're out. We've seen
a number of these snowflakes.
Correct. We've seen a giant owl with horns. We've seen snowflakes on foreheads. We've seen ice spikes through beings. We've seen heads starting to reanimate. And we've been here, what, 2 days? 3 days?
He begins to feverishly write all these reports down. He's like, huh, interesting. Times are getting weird, but thankfully the walls are sturdy and we are safe within the walls. If all else comes to shove, we could mount a defense against these forces.
Elazal just perks up. He's like, oh, okay, walls. Okay, understood. Do you need anything else from us?
Not really. You guys are... as he gets done scribbling, you see him hand 3 separate notes to each of the snakes, and he lets them out of their cages and let them fly out the window. I think I got about all I need from this meeting. It was a pleasure.
Wait, so what are those snakes, though?
Well, these are my couriers. I send word to different towns to trade common knowledge and knowledge that's not common.
Oh, I've never seen them before. What kind of animal are they? What kind of creature is it?
He looks at it. Well, it's a flying snake. That's me. That's Jacob laughing. It's a snake that has wings. He's just like, well, it's a snake from remote jungles that I've trained, bred throughout their lives to endure the cold, and I personally think of them as my favorite. This is Trixie, this is Mixie, and this is Dixie. That's
impressive.
Nice.
So wait, did I miss it? Did we get paid? For the That's Craig saying that.
The money's still on the table, and he doesn't seem like he's going to stop you from taking it. It's just there sitting. He looks over at Garrett and Keegan. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. I'll grab it and be like, thank you for your time.
Yeah, I'm like, does everything check out between what they said and like what we've communicated?
Yeah, makes sense to me. And he's like, he just waves his hand, and some of the guards Scath kind of leisurely reclines against the wall, and you can tell from a passive insight, you can tell that this guy is very much reactive, very much a reactive person. He wanted to have many things to probably bribe or threaten someone with. So it seems as if Garrett and Keegan were there for bribing if he didn't get information that seemed overall important. The letter, who knows what that was about?
Yeah.
It could have been bullshit. You don't really know this guy.
Yeah.
But after he says, it seems he's like, yeah, I got what I wanted, and he motions to Garrett and Keegan, and they stand up. Garrett's like, thank you for seeing us, and you need to tell Scath to get his shit together. And Speaker notes like, yeah, I'll have to talk to him about his tall tales.
When he says I got what I wanted, I'll be like, wait, what was that? What did we give you that you couldn't have gotten like in more like humanitarian, like calm ways? Like,
so many things.
oh, okay.
So Ichabod would say, you talk about being safe within the walls of the city, but what about if there's something already inside the walls?
Like what?
Like, say, a serial killer.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Well, a serial killer wouldn't ring a bell, but if a lot of people are dying in your city, that's a serial killer, right?
Well, there's a death a month whenever we sacrifice someone to oral, but
Oh.
there's nothing strange. I haven't noticed any strange doing. Scath, have you noticed any strange doing? No, not really.
Wait. How do you choose who's sacrificed to oral?
Oh, that's the fun thing that I pitched to this.
Fun is not the word I was looking for. What's
The
the
lottery.
You hold a lottery.
Okay.
And if your name is chosen, you take on Icewind Dale's duty.
Are we in that lottery now that we've been here?
Ah, this is a quick thinker. Every citizen is required to be entered into a lottery.
I'm not a citizen.
Regardless of when you're north of the spine of the world, you become a citizen. Anyone in
Bye.
Tardos using
No, bye.
resources-
Goodbye.
Anyone in
Goodbye.
Tardos using resources is liable to be entered into the lottery.
Oh, have I used resources?
You've stayed in my citizens' homes.
You got some BLT.
Wait, that's not using resources.
People are resources. Houses are resources. The walls are resources to keep people safe.
Yikes!
Everything's a
I
resource
don't
here.
know. Okay, goodbye. I leave. I walk out.
Bye.
Rake the. Get that one.
I hope he
I
looks
have
at
it.
he looks at the rest of you. I hope the lottery doesn't come true, but
Yeah, sure.
it is up to fate, as they say. Good day. Have a great day. I will.
Elazar holds
come
up.
by.
Elazar holds up 3 fingers and starts whistling.
That's a strange exit, but I like it. Good day to you.
This was not fun. Didn't enjoy meeting you, but good day. Bye.
He looks at you. You hear him. You don't see shit. So you hear him say, "Okay, have a lovely day."
You don't see shit.
He looks at Fiska. So, 2 Aarakocras in one town. It's crazy. What a coincidence.
Yeah, how's Lonzy doing, by the way?
Oh, he's kind of new. He's not really the brightest bulb in the bunch, but he's gonna be. I think he'll be a good recruit.
Yeah, you take good care of him.
Do you know him by chance?
Yeah, it's been a while, but he was always a very shy boy, so it's been nice to see him, spread his wings a little.
Oh, are you his mother?
No.
No.
He's gonna try to
You
make,
think you're that old?
he's gonna try to make an insight check on that.
That was amazing. The pause. No.
He's gonna try to make an insight check.
Do they look alike?
They are pretty identical, besides the feathering, but it's
They all look the same to us.
Aarakocras look the same to anyone. Yeah.
God.
Not to be mean, not to be like mean about it or anything. He rolled a 10 for insight to try to see if he could figure anything
Do you want me to roll?
Deception.
Something?
out. I would say with that low of a roll, I don't even think he would have picked up.
Are
on
you
a
deceiving
lie.
him?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
are you his mother?
Yeah, are you trying to deceive him that you're not his mother?
Was that was already clear earlier in this session, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our characters don't know.
Oh yeah, the character.
I'm not even
go.
there.
Go ahead and roll the deception check.
Hey, what if she rolls really low?
True.
No, I'm charismatic.
I can't.
You got this.
He's like, oh, well, didn't mean to be profiling you like that. Okay, have a good day.
The word profiling.
Man, he's aware of what he's doing, but he's not stopping.
Yeah.
He's okay. Well, See you around. Don't get picked for the lottery, or if you want to sacrifice, you do get picked for the lottery. It's pretty fun.
I'll just fly away. She goes to the snack table, and anything that looks good, she shoves into a pouch.
He glances over at Ichabod. Bye.
Doesn't even ask him a question. Bye.
Is that your son?
And after like all of that, I was like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Sure.
How
You guys
much
exit the
money
room.
did I get? Or
You guys
not
exit
me,
the room,
us.
and the door is shut promptly behind you. Muffled muttering can be heard behind the wall. Yes, Lorian.
What I hear is whistle.
My whistle?
Yeah. I didn't know what you were doing.
I don't think you would have heard it through the
Yeah.
walls of the house and the wind around, especially since you're underground.
It was
I
a
thought maybe that's
it was
why you were doing
it was a Hunger Games joke.
Oh.
The three
got it.
fingers and the
Yeah,
whistle.
yeah. I thought maybe you were trying to call me since it was like, oh, he's
No.
Yeah.
I didn't
guys-
actually do that. It was a joke. I'm sorry.
You guys
Oh, I thought you-
walk down to the inn, the common room. The old man at the little table's like, well, he's an impressive guy. He's impressive, isn't he?
Who's he talking to right now?
He's just speaking at y'all.
So I'm like right there.
He's almost as impressive as you.
I'm like,
Ah,
can I? What's the finest ale? What do you consider the finest ale?
you know, I love some mistletoe brandy ale. I don't know why it's called that, but
It's that time of year, right?
hey, festive days, festive holidays, you know.
Do you have any?
Oh, Brian.
I don't have any.
Oh, where do you get it?
I don't know. It comes in on shipments.
Where do you get it though when you drink it?
Oh,
Here?
and I drink it from a cup.
Here, like you get it here. Location, like a bar, or like here where you're standing.
He scratches his head.
Okay. I'm like, good night. Good night, old man.
And we leave.
Yeah.
You guys are exiting the building. We go back to Lauren. Lauren, you are. Yes.
I have an idea.
Okay. Tell me.
Well, I have something that could lead to an idea, but
Okay.
because I was with the Order, and I assume we'd slay all sorts of, bad people, bad things.
Okay.
I also have Hunter's Bane, which
Okay.
gives me advantage on ability checks to recall information about Fey Fiends and Undead. Would I be able to recall the information whether getting in their pot would be bad while it's bubbling? I figure, would that dissolve me? Would I know that?
You could make. I will say common knowledge. I would assume you would pick up. It's not overall bad to get in a pot when you're alive, but if you're dead, obviously, because you're going to be eaten or something of that nature, right? When it comes to cauldrons, you get the sense that you would probably. It's hot. The water's going to be hot.
Oh, and the water
as
would
much-
probably rise because I would be.
That's about as
destroyed.
much as you would kind of get from that. You don't recall any kind of like. You get inside the pot, you die. You don't recall anything crazy
Okay.
like that. You just realize it's going to be hot water you're going to be getting into.
Is there maybe a vial I could grab and I'd scoop up some of some of my magma, my potion of draconic vision?
You're trying to scoop up remains of the tongue?
Well, I tried to. Well, I mixed it in there, so I tried to scoop up.
Okay,
you know.
you can. I will say you can scoop up a Magman's draconic vision file.
Okay, and then I try to hide behind the thing.
The
Go ahead and make a
cauldron.
stealth roll.
Yeah, well, he said that was the only place to hide.
Yeah.
so
Yeah, it's
I'm
like a cauldron. I mean, there's like recipe racks and stuff, but it's not like full racks. It's just like stuff hanging from the roof, like, nailed into the wall.
yeah. I'll use my inspiration.
Okay, good.
Uh, 13.
Okay. The footsteps begin to get louder. And you begin to see, as you're kind of hiding behind the cauldron, you begin to see a small old lady kind of just like, oh, I need a lock up my hatch next time. She begins to turn around to walk out. And she stops. Oh, I forgot to taste the soup. And she turns back around, walks over to the pot.
Gross.
And she peers her head around the cauldron and sees you. She puts this ladle back in the pot.
I'll just
And
grip
walks away. Must have been my imagination. And then she stops once more. So, are you gonna take the job or not?
I have to decide with my company
I think you should probably decide now before.
before you kill me.
I'm not gonna kill you.
No.
No, I'm just gonna turn you into a nice meal. It's gonna be real delicious.
Did you taste what I put in there?
I've had Durgar before. It's not my favorite.
It actually had I actually did like a little spell actually.
Mm.
It was anyways.
Did you want to get paid to move a sled to a town?
Yeah. No, is the option is the other
No.
is there if I said no, what would happen to me?
Your food.
Be a very delicious bugbear. I've never had bugbear in quite a while. It's been centuries, but
Well,
I mean, it's not a bad gig. It's just transportation. It's not nothing
right.
mean. It's just spices.
Is it just level with me here? Is it really just spices? Level with me.
There's a couple dead bodies cut up, but it's spices.
Ooh. Could we? Do the dead bodies need to be delivered, or do they just need to get out of town?
A little bit of both.
Oh, gotcha. Are you murdering? Are you the murderer? The serial killer? Is that? Just level with me.
She looks at you, and you see her form begin to warp a little bit, and you see that she turns into a tall sailor-like man with these piercing blue eyes.
Oh,
Dressed really nice.
it's a sailor.
This fucking guy? No. And she morphs back into her form.
Oh, so that's
It appears that she somehow
Pacific.
she magically changed her shape somehow.
she knows who it was. She just showed me. It was a tall sailor with what, blue eyes? Was that?
Mhm.
God, so much information. Okay. Well, if you're not the murderer, then yeah, I'll take. Let's do it.
Okay, I'll wait for you by the sled.
Did you leave my stuff the perfume stuff alone? Because it had to like cook a little bit. And then...
No, it was terrible. I did not let that cook.
Let's talk about my brew for a second here.
Okay.
You need a teacher. I could teach you, but
Yes. The training I got was not It was less about the making other products and more about me. So yeah, that would be. I'd love a teacher whenever we stop in.
you seem nervous.
No.
I'm gonna wait for you upstairs. You just take your time. Just try to forget anything you saw.
So what?
Exactly. I'll be upstairs. And she waddles her way back down the tunnel away from you. And I feel like that's probably a decent place to stop at, as this
God, I got remember.
Mama Ethel is leaving you. You guys have talked to the wonderful person known as Town Speaker Nerith. And you guys have been paid. Jayla, the gold coin purse you had had about 175 gold in it.
Holy shit.
Lorian doesn't know it exists.
No.
How much money?
Doesn't matter. You don't know. You didn't hear it. You weren't there.
It was 175 pieces.
Whoa!
You also know that this, Lauren, you know that this entity was offering you
150.
155 gold to deliver the sled to Bryn Shander. Yeah, guys, this one went later than I thought it was going to. I'm sorry for those of you on the Eastern Coast.
It was all that perfume talk.
Yes. But yeah, so next session. Oh, I guess I should do.
It was
outro.
Elazal's attitude.
That's it
That
for tonight, folks. Thanks for joining. If you stuck around for the whole stream, it went a little bit later than it usually does. Thanks for staying and tuning in. Once again, thank you to all the incredible players for making this happen. Next Sunday, we will pick it back up at, I want to say, the normal time. You know what? Just tune in around 7:30 or 8:30 Eastern time, 7:30 Central, and we'll start whenever we feel like it, right? But yeah, to be completely original and rip off Matt Mercer, is it Sunday yet? Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining.